So my guest tonight is a friend of mine too. He is big on survival games, mostly variety. I found him through Skyrim actually. He's gone mad with it by modding it with over 1.5k mods. We're gonna dive deep into more lore about the channel, what he plays mostly, what he's up to, how he got on Twitch, and more. He's one amazing human being to watch, and he's very fun and very goofy and weird, which is the vibe I like. Such a lovely streamer to watch, as I said. I'm happy to welcome one of my friends, Alien, known as AnUnhappyAlien, to tonight's episode of Twitch Tea Time.
Hello there.
In this,
me, dude.
My pleasure. In this space, we're going to talk about everything from gaming, Twitch, maybe even social media life, 2023 plans for the rest of 2024, as well as some mental health topics and more. So just grab a drink, sit back, relax, and enjoy. So first things first, before I start, tell me, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm sleepy as always.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty good today. Yeah.
That's good. Can you tell me about how you discovered Twitch, how you decided to become a streamer, and a little bit about the channel?
I can't remember how I discovered Twitch. Honestly, it was a long time ago. I've been just a viewer for like a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember getting really into it when I was in technical school.
Okay.
That would be like the main thing I would do in the middle of class. Is just like work on stuff and then also have Twitch on in the background.
Okay.
And that was when like Hearthstone was really, really big. So I was really into watching Hearthstone streamers.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't remember exactly. There was an epiphany moment at some point, like within somewhere around 2020, 2021.
During the pandemic,
Where I was like, around that time. When I was like, wait, I could just do this. Like, there's no rules. Like, no one can tell me to not do it. So I was like, fuck it, why not? I need friends and I want to see what it's like. So I tried.
Yeah.
And it's been pretty cool so far.
Okay, so do you remember what the first game you streamed?
The first game.
Yeah.
Was probably Hearthstone.
Oh, Hearthstone,
it's like a card game.
Yeah, I know.
But I also did. It also did a lot of like art streams where I would just draw on my tablet. Yeah. I haven't drawn in a while, so I'm a little rusty.
I was gonna ask, are we gonna see any art soon?
Yeah, well, maybe. I want to get better at it. Like back to like, I think I stopped at like human anatomy and stuff, and trying to draw hands and feet and shit. And it's like, okay, I'd rather play video games.
Well,
but
if you practice, it would come in handy. Get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And after that, I can't really remember. I think it was not that long I started streaming Skyrim.
Oh god, yeah, with the 1,500 mods as well.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not even a lot. You don't even understand. There's like people out there with thousands. I can't even get my load order to work. So I'm like, how?
Of course, it's crazy. Like, how can you even get the game to work? I can't even get like one game to work with like 7 mods.
Well, I guess it depends on the game.
Yeah, true.
Even Skyrim is like janky as fuck.
Yeah.
With all those mods, so I find it hard to get it to work sometimes.
Yeah. So where did the name AnUnhappyAlien come from exactly?
I just had this in the back pocket for a while.
Yeah.
It was literally the truth is, I had it in high school when I was weirdly thinking like, I need a brand. I had seen like a lot of people do shit on YouTube at that time, and I was like, I need my own thing. And for some reason, it was in the middle of a Call of Duty game where like I think it was Call of Duty Black Ops. I don't play these games all that often, but there was this cool little feature where you could make your own emblem.
Okay.
And like I just was like, let me see what I can put together, and I put together like a sad alien, and it looked kind of nice. And people were like, oh, look at the sad alien, and I was like, oh, I like the ring in that. Sad alien, no, unhappy alien. There we go.
Yeah,
that'll work. And I just kind of like, there's no one else out there with that name. So it's like, fuck it, I'll keep it.
Yeah,
Mine now.
it's not like an Unhappy Alien 1, for example, or like any special other characters.
Yeah. I wanted to make sure that it was like none of that.
Yeah. So I mentioned that you are big on Skyrim, as it's how I found you. You also modded it with over 1,500 mods. That's really scary. Why and how on earth did you manage this?
I have a horrible addiction to modding. It's the truth.
Yeah.
I'll find myself, you know how some people like mindlessly open up social media and stuff, and they're like, wait, how did I get on Twitter? I'm like that with Nexus mods.
Oh god,
I'm bored. I want to see like what people have made this time around. And you'll be surprised at some of the cool shit that people just make for this 10-plus-year-old game today.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the most insane thing. Like, the most detailed, like, full-on quests. Like, there are huge DLC packs just available for free. And, like, they're really polished. Like, some of it's, like, professional quality. And obviously others is, like, you know, big titty mods and all shit. Like, people, like...
Yeah, the adult mods.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's that stuff too, which is I think it's cool that you can turn your game into that.
Yeah.
But I personally don't. Although somehow it because of the nature of Nexus, just sort of worms its way into there. I think the lewdness.
Yeah.
It's definitely not my fault.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, judged on some redeems you have as well. It's like it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah.
I find it mostly funny.
Yeah. So you're also big on, as I said, like big on funny, thirsty sound redeems, and you managed to also code AI and TTS to do that, like at some point.
Well, I didn't really code it. But Tangia has like really amazing options.
Yeah, but you did code
AI.
like Azure, like to say stuff like as a command.
Well, zero code, but I did use 11 Labs. So that's another.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's another AI, like voice or speech, text to speech AI thing.
Yeah.
Which I fucking love.
Mm-hmm.
I love playing with it. It's so much fun.
Okay. Like, what did you decide? How did you decide on what content you're gonna be streaming when you like started? Or like, okay, I started with Hearthstone, but down the line you thought like, I'm not only gonna do Hearthstone. Like, how did you decide?
Well, I figured after a while, it would get pretty boring for me. Like I mostly just go like, what kind of games am I feeling right now? That you know, that sort of video game craving.
Yeah.
And after a while, card games, they're like crack cocaine a lot. Where like they're really really good like up front, but after a while it's like, okay, you know, this is emptying my wallet, my life is in shambles. Like so I was like, the second, like the type of game that I love the most is like open world RPGs.
Okay, yeah.
And things that are very very immersive.
And there's like a little bit of like a survival aspect in some of them as well.
Yeah, that's a cool addition. That I think Bethesda added stuff like that. But people on Nexus can tweak it and make it really cool. Where there's like, you got to worry about food, you got to worry about like diseases and shit, and just like it's really immersive. That
made
way.
it more realistic.
Absolutely, I find it really really fun. Being able to like get lost in a world like that. I often find myself wishing I could wake up in Skyrim, but then I fight two dragons in the sky or something, and danger lords. I'm like, maybe not. Maybe just a computer game is fine.
So what are your limits regarding your chat or your streams? Like, what would piss you off? What's the big no-no in chat? What's allowed? What isn't?
Well, I'm pretty lenient as far as most stuff goes. Typically like harassment, shit like that, that's kind of a no-no. One thing that one of my viewers did that kind of pissed me off recently was like as a joke, they would spawn stuff with crowd control. And then when I died inevitably they'd go, yeah, you suck. And I'd go, like, that's just a quick way to piss me off. I don't know why. I noticed that about myself. I'm like, All right, well, there's no joke there. It's not funny. It's just telling me I suck. So probably avoid that.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause, the obvious, like things like homophobia or just like really dumb questions.
yeah.
But other than that, I'm pretty chill. I haven't had to ban a lot of people yet. Only a couple times.
Yeah, one of them I was there because turns out that chatter was kind of underage during the Baldur's Gate stream, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What did I think I timed them out. They showed up later.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Baldur's Gate could get a little racy.
Yeah.
And I would also definitely prefer everyone be at least above 18.
I mean, there is a streamer mode in it, you can enable.
Yeah, I thought I did. I thought I did.
Well,
I mean, they seem nice, so I don't want to like outright ban them.
They seem nice.
But it's also like, man, I wish they were.
Yeah.
They didn't tell me they were. Yeah.
I mean,
it's kind of annoying.
I feel like I've seen a lot of like similar altercations because like people that are under 18 or maybe like even under 21 like can have that slip sometimes.
Yeah, or at least their age or like something that indicates to them that there may not be.
Yeah,
I like emotional maturity in people the most.
Yeah.
And while there are plenty of people out there who can show it really easily, and can vibe no matter the age.
Yeah.
I'd still prefer people be at least 18.
Yeah, that's only fair.
That way.
That's only fair. Yeah. So what games you'd never see yourself playing?
Good question. Probably Call of Duty, things like that. Oddly enough, like very like Modern Warfare, that kind of stuff. Multiplayer games. I might see myself doing things like
multiplayer games, but you've played Palworld, which is kind of like.
That's true, but there's not a focus on multiplayer.
Oh yeah.
There's a whole thing. Yeah. There's like a whole thing you could do on your own.
Yeah.
And you could do that with other people, as opposed to like something like a Call of Duty or Overwatch, where you're fighting against other people.
Yeah.
And there's like this whole the games with the real toxic environment. I don't.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like Dead by Daylight and those. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. That's what I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to avoid toxic environments like that.
Yeah. At some point as well, like in some of your clips, I see that you played Pokemon. Two questions. What's your favorite Pokemon game, and are you ever gonna go back to more Pokemon at some point?
Definitely, I'm gonna go back to more Pokemon. And my favorite Pokemon game is probably Soul Silver.
Oh,
like official.
Nice.
Yeah. I love that game. It's like in my opinion, the best version of Pokemon out there. Ever since I don't know, probably Gen 5 or 6-ish. I just really lost interest. It seemed very, very formulaic.
I mean, yeah, Gen 9 is pretty weird. I'm dreading Gen 10. Like now you have like Revavroom, which is like a vehicle or like a truck, kind of like looking like a lawnmower Pokemon, kind of like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that concept can be cool, like a little animated dune buggy or something. But it's like they maybe they don't realize that they don't need to add any more Pokemon. Like having 1,000, like they can make 10 more Pokemon.
Oh, they're still going. They're still going. They're over like 1,000 Pokemon now. There's like 1,030.
Yeah, they could have stopped. They should have just made 1,000 Pokemon, or maybe like I don't know. If they're going
some Pokemon don't have like stage 2, for example. Like I could definitely see like a pre-evolution of Psyduck happening, but Psyduck is just Psyduck and Golduck, for example.
Yeah, that would have been so fucking cute.
Yeah,
little duckling. Yeah,
but
things like that I don't mind.
But on the other hand, like in Gen 7 or 8, they do have a Pokemon called Ducklet, which kind of resembles Donald Duck at some point.
That's right. I think I know that one. Yeah, he's like blue and white, right?
Yeah, and I think maybe he doesn't evolve, but I think he evolves into like a sign.
A sign?
Yeah, Cyne. Like
like a type of bird.
Yeah.
Right.
I think. like a
Well, that's
swan,
like
like yeah,
what gen did you say that was? 'Cause that's where I'm like,
7 or 8.
yeah, I can't be bothered past maybe Gen 4. I think I know
Yeah,
a little bit of Gen 5.
yeah.
But
No,
after that, I'm like, there's too many.
but like one of my favorite Pokemons is either from Gen 7 or 8. He's a horse, Mudsdale. I have like a level up.
Mudsdale?
Yeah, I like for some reason in like Sword and Shield and Violet and Scarlet,
Oh,
I've used him as my starter like in both games. I on one of them I think I have one that's level 100.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really pretty one.
Yeah.
There are a few outstanding ones that are like, oh, that's a cool one.
Yeah.
I think like I understand when they have to like limit how many Pokemon there are in a game due to like animation reasons or development reasons, or
I
even
mean,
like
yeah.
balance. Like I know there's like Pokemon competitions and stuff that people take the latest Pokemon game and go to a tournament and do shit like that. So I understand
Yeah.
that, but also I kind of want them to be like they just grab maybe 1,000. I don't know how many there are now.
A
Like
thousand,
over 1,000.
1,025, I think.
Oh, okay, then probably limit it a little bit more. Like maybe what 600 or something, 600.
Yeah,
700,
that's what they
like,
did. That's what they did with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Even with the DLCs, now they're like over 600. But I would really, I would have loved if they like did a Pokemon game where like you can see, maybe have it as a DLC or have it like as an area where you can get all of the Pokemon, because there are really some Pokemon that aren't even legendary that you cannot get yet. Like
Yeah.
38 Pokemon are missing for the living dex. That would really like be, even if it's gonna be like a big game, even make it into a DLC. I'm pretty sure like Switch 2 would be able to handle such a thing. Like maybe give us like areas to visit. Like you're
the
you're
Switch
you're
is
just
like surprisingly.
Yeah.
So the Switch is surprisingly powerful.
yeah
Um,
yeah, but like
so I can imagine.
give us like areas we could visit. For example, like finish first area, unlock the other ones as you go, and then you could travel, or maybe choose where you want to start on those, and like yeah, Pokemon for those region like Hoenn,
Yeah.
I don't know, like Palette, I don't know the areas.
That would be the coolest. That would be the coolest Pokemon game where you could just go from area to area.
Yeah,
Like the whole world would be available to you. I'm waiting for something like that where maybe not necessarily that big, but like it's the Breath of the Wild of Pokemon, where it's like this big, beautiful game, and they really, really take their time, and they really fucking like put a whole lot of work into making it
Yeah.
the best Pokemon
Yeah.
game there is, like the quintessential Pokemon game.
yeah. I
Uh,
mean, I think they kind of like stopped making Pokemon movies after the 25th movie, because like that happened before Ash Ketchum's finale in Pokemon. Now they like continue to with someone new, I guess. But like
yeah, I heard that.
yeah, but like the Pokemon movies kind of declined in the 21st, but they really picked them back up. Like there are some really decent Pokemon movies, like the 17th one with Hoopa. There's a lot of decent movies I love, and like every single one of them is good. I hate and love that they did try to remake the Mewtwo one, like
Yeah, I
3D.
with like computer, 3D
Yeah.
graphics.
I mean, I'm okay with that, but as long as they keep like the
As
same
long as
aspect.
the original,
Yeah.
the original is available.
Yeah.
If I was gonna watch Mewtwo again, I would watch the original one, the animated one, the one that I grew up with,
Yeah,
naturally.
I watched the remake. Like, it's pretty decent. Like, actually, the 19th movie was okay, but like the 20th movie, which was like I choose, actually the 21st was Mewtwo, so it was decent. It was pretty okay. Like, it was not what I expected. It was better than I expected, but like I was like,
That's
okay, they're gonna fuck it up like all companies do, but no, they did a very decent job, not a half-assed one. So
That's good.
yeah,
Apparently, Pokemon is like one of the biggest franchises.
the
On
biggest
the planet.
anime on the planet. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Anime for sure. I was thinking it's like even bigger than Star Wars or like
oh yeah,
like it's weirdly popular.
like All the generations know Pokemon. Like, funny enough, my late grandma knew Pokemon. Like, she knew Pikachu, she knew Bulbasaur. Yeah.
Well, that's impressive. Like usually the people they only know like Pikachu, because that little fucker's everywhere.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. Originally, it was like Clefairy or Jigglypuff that was supposed to be the mascot.
that was supposed to be the mascot. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know
They made
why
a good
they
decision with that.
Yeah.
I feel like they wanted to pick, if I remember this correctly, they wanted to pick one that was like
Yeah.
not like gender neutral. Basically, it was like as powerful so that the boys would be interested into it, and then cute and adorable so that the little girls would be interested.
Yeah, and funny enough, there are female Pikachus. Their tails are just like more heart-shaped.
Yeah, they got a little heart shape. It's
Yeah.
kind of cute. And they had to divide, or like they did a little divide in the genders later on.
Yeah. I also love that they brought in Pichu not long after. Like, they didn't follow, for example, like Dunsparce, or they made like that worm Pokemon with like three layers of body, like three balls as like ball shape for body, but they took like from I think Gen 4 or Gen 5 up until Gen 9 to make its evolution the Dunsparce. I'm like, okay, that's not creative. Yeah.
Are you telling me that Dunsparce has other
An evolution?
I thought Dunsparce.
No.
I thought Dunsparce was just Dunsparce.
No, they have Dunsparce, and I hate that what they did with Girafarig. Girafarig is annoying. Anyways, so
yeah, I never really liked Giraffe.
Yeah.
I was like, what is it? It's like psychic, right? Or psychic?
electric.
Girafarig?
Gazelle. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. It's psychic electric, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I just like tend to like just hate Sneasel, and I hate Girafarig because like in the Arceus game and in Violet and in Pokemon Sword and Shield, but Pokemon Sword and Shield not very much, but like in Violet and in Arceus, they are so fucking annoying. And they did also like a different form of Sneasel. They did like Weavile as well, but also if you get the ice form, or the, I don't know what's it called, Alolan, you get Sneasler now.
Sneasler?
Yeah.
Huh. Oh,
Yeah.
so like that's what Sneasel evolves into as opposed to Weavile.
And Meowth has also a new evolution.
Oh yeah?
Berserker,
That
yeah.
would be cool.
Berserker. He's like just a very hairy Sasquatch cat.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Less.
This is
Less
why.
suave.
This is why I wanted you to like just have a look at like the later gens that you don't know of.
Yeah, the Arceus game was really weird, right? Didn't they add another Scyther evolution to like outside of
It's only Scyther and Scizor. That's all I know of.
Yeah, I think there's like another one.
Oh no! They didn't do that. They were gonna add Deoxys at some point, but I think they opted out.
That's what I'm thinking. It's a different form of Scizor. It looks like
Deoxys and Alien.
Oh, I love Deoxys. Deoxys is so fucking cool.
Yeah, he has his own movie, Destiny Deoxys. I think it's like the 7th or 8th movie.
Yeah, there was like one where there were like two Deoxyses, right?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That was like the Hoenn movie, I think.
Yeah, 7. I think the 7th. Yeah, because 8 is Lucario.
It was cool. That's when I like kind of fell off. It was around Gen 4. And I was like, I don't know what's going on.
Nah.
Although Lucario is pretty fucking cool. I really like Lucario.
Yeah, I think they also did like evolution of Lickitung. Licky.
Oh yeah, didn't Licky? Yeah. Licky's pretty bad. Yeah.
I funny enough.
Favorite Pokemon is Licky.
Funny enough, I named mine Licky Minaj.
That's a good name for it. That's a solid name for it.
Yeah. Mostly nowadays people focus on like getting shinies, which is like these games help very much. And if you do have a Switch at some point, just grab Arceus and just play it. It's like kind of like a Souls-like game at some point with some bosses, but it's very chill.
Yeah, it looked actually really interesting.
Yeah,
For like an offshoot, I was pretty impressed
yeah.
with how well received it was.
I want them to make. There are speculations of like Pokemon Legends Celebi, I think.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I love Celebi. Celebi's like my favorite legendary.
My favorite legendary would be either Kyogre, but he's a pseudo legendary actually, but like maybe Deoxys, however you say it, and possibly. Yeah, that's about it. I don't know.
The Oxys is really fucking cool. I think they
Yeah.
look awesome.
Yeah.
They're like they are the alien Pokemon, aren't they? I think
Yeah.
they're called the DNA
DNA
Pokemon.
Pokemon, yep.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, I love how it's got different forms. It's got like the speed form, the attack form,
Yeah.
defense form.
Yeah.
That's really fucking cool.
I mean, it's kind of like Eevee, but not like Eevee, because Eevee has like 7 or 8 forms now.
yeah. I always wondered, speaking of Eevee, I always wondered why they never made another Pokemon like that.
They did.
They did?
Yeah, it's an apple Pokemon.
It's an apple?
Yeah, it's called Applin. And if you, for example, like if you feed it something, it transforms into like a sour apple. If you feed it something else, it transforms into a sweet apple. And if you go far and wide and get like some sort of like a honey thing, it becomes like a honey apple.
Oh, that's interesting. Wow,
Yeah.
that actually looks kind of tasty. What,
Yeah.
Like, why do I want to eat this thing? It
Yeah.
turns into a grass dragon? Cool.
Which one?
I think it turns into
Diplin, yeah.
Oh no, like even the whole Applin line is grass dragon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's not exactly what I what I had in mind.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Why? I always was confused. Is like, you know how there's a grass stone or a leaf stone, right?
There is.
They always made getting leafy on like convoluted and stuff when there's like a fucking like, and the leaf stone does nothing.
Yeah.
Why not, like, and they're never gonna fix weird stuff like that.
I don't know.
Like,
Yeah.
the gimmick of the game.
Yeah, but like
I guess
Arceus was pretty big on these because like there's like some sort of vortex that happens every now and then in the game if you're just like hunting for Pokemon, that you go in there and you wait a bit and you hide and Pokemon start spawning and you try to either bait them and catch them, like throw food and catch them repeatedly, and if they spot you, you have to like they attack you. You don't have to fight them. But what's good about these vortex things is like shinies spawn a lot.
Oh yeah, they have a higher chance. Interesting.
Yeah, and you can chain. For example, like how I got my shiny Psyduck is I caught 33 Psyducks in a row.
Well, I mean, that's a relatively low number for shiny hunting.
Yeah, depends on the Pokemon. But I still think like the shiny Psyduck is way better than Golduck.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Golduck is kind of underwhelming. I wish he was stronger at the very least. I don't know how good he is.
I mean, Golduck looks like he would bully you and steal your lunch money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of. He looks very angry.
Yeah.
But Psyduck looks all friendly.
And he has that red dot on his forehead. I think he's always recording us. Yeah.
He's always watching.
Yeah. So, what can we expect from you on Twitch in the future? Any plans?
Well, I'm really just working on streaming more often. Like as much as I can.
Yeah.
And not necessarily on Twitch, but I do want to make either right now I have a plan for making like Fallout themed content and Skyrim content. I already made a couple of short little videos that I really did enjoyed.
Yeah.
Like lore-ish videos about characters that I make, or like my OC.
Yeah.
So I'd love to make more stuff like that. And I also make t-shirt designs sometimes too.
Oh.
I think it would be really cool to have like a whole merch of like, these are designs that I made.
Like you make them yourself, or do you have them printed for you?
Well, yeah, I use Bonfire. That's what I use. So they take the design, they
Oh
print it for
yeah,
me, and they
yeah,
ship it for me.
yeah.
Yeah, they ship it for me.
Yeah, because my friend has like a 3D printer. I told him like maybe just make videos on the process of 3D printing. So maybe I guess like since you mentioned that, maybe I thought you did them by hand or you printed them at home. Maybe you could do a
No,
stream of that.
that takes like a lot of money. It would be cool
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
Just have the whole thing handled yourself. But I think it's way easier and more feasible to use a third-party site like that.
yeah, yeah, 100%. So I don't know why I had this crazy idea. Have you ever done cosplays on stream?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
I would like to, but I feel like cosplays are really expensive to set up, and I feel like they are much more common and much more make more sense of like a really hot e-girl moving through it. You know, they're much more feasible that way. I don't think I have the boobs for it. I'm afraid.
You don't have to be an e-girl, you know. You could just like be an alien actually, maybe for Halloween.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Well, how would I go about dressing up as an alien? I'm sure they have a good costume for it.
Oh yeah.
But I do. I've always wanted to have a Spider-Man costume. I think that would be cool as shit.
Yeah.
Have like a little mask.
And then
Other than that,
identity
no.
reveal on stream. You're not Peter Parker.
I'm Spider-Man. Be like in Civil War. Like it's me. Yeah. No plans right now for cosplay.
Okay. Yeah.
But never say never.
Yeah, of course. So how many hours per day or week in general do you spend on Twitch?
As in like
In general,
viewing?
everything. Yeah.
Well, yeah, a lot, probably a lot. I usually have it on in the background. I have no idea how long a week.
Yeah.
But I like to lurk. That's like my favorite thing.
Yeah.
I'll go to people
Yeah.
that I know, and just watch. I just watch what doing work and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, you're also good with impressions. Like some impressions, like you did now. I know that. What other impressions can you do as well?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes I just dip into a weird voice sometimes. That's why I kind of want to be. I kind of want to have a VTuber model so that I can like work on consistency. I think like this is what the VTuber sounds like.
Yeah, you can start off with a PNG, you know, like an alien PNG.
Yeah.
Like I have one of me.
There are like some really fleshed out like 2D models that I really want to get. Like I want to find someone who will do like a proper alien 2D model.
And I will give you the program I use. You don't need a camera for it. It's just like voice how do you say?
Oh yeah, for PNG tubing.
Yeah. So to the new people out there who are just like starting to stream or are thinking about it, what's one advice you want to give them?
If they're just getting into it, find a game that you really just can lose yourself in, and understand really why you want to do it. I'm afraid that there are a lot of people out there who think it's gonna like make them money or make them famous. And that's definitely not an attitude to have for longevity.
Yeah, of course, definitely.
I like you'll get burnt out really fast when it doesn't happen. Treat the monetization as like icing on a cake, where it's like, this is cool, it's awesome that it's happening. But for the most part, it's about meeting people and about talking about shit that you enjoy. And just trying to make the most of the people that you meet, and be prepared for an ungodly amount of support. Because as it turns out, it might seem like people are really mean on the internet sometimes, but they're also really fucking nice and like really supportive.
And I could see that with let's give an honorable mention to Samibo or Sammy.
Yeah, she's definitely one of the coolest people I've met. She's like definitely top 10 as far as like, well, there's also you. Can't forget about you being all fucking supportive and like,
stop it.
Going but like going out and like bringing people to like, I don't know, there should be a word for people like that, but it's like a really underrated thing.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
so nice of you to go like connect. There's
Paying
got to
it
be a word for it
forward.
out there somewhere.
Paying it forward.
Yeah, paying it forward is one thing. Yeah, or just like the glue almost of the social web.
Yeah,
where
I mean,
you find new connections to make. It's really awesome.
yeah, we're all kind of like linked on Twitch at some point. Like, I found someone that knows someone else that I know, like that channel. Let's say it's the name of the channel is ABC. I got rated into that channel ABC, and I found that user that I'm in. I found him also in another person that I followed before that ABC channel. So I'm like, okay, no, there's like people that know each other in a certain way. So I'm trying to do that kind of link for those who are either struggling or like maybe deserve it, or maybe like just introduce people to each other. Like, okay, you might have a fall off, but like at least like you meet people.
Yeah, that's one of the coolest things.
Yeah,
it's just finding out how wide the web is. I have yet to like fully experience it.
Yeah,
because I only have a pretty small following right now.
Yeah, just show up to channels. Like, for example, like if someone raids you, at least even if they're not at your time, for example, like if you're awake, let's say at 2 a.m. and you find like a channel that raided you or you got raided into it, just that's what I do. I just drop by, say hi, maybe stick around for a while, repeat that for like a little bit, then maybe disappear, and you can constantly come back. That's my strategy, actually. It's not like that you can't be everywhere, at the same time. Like,
it's true. I'm noticing just how how difficult it can be to like maintain all these different like, I guess, relationships of some kind. But like it's nuts, and I'm already at like, I'm just a small number. I don't know how people do it in the thousands.
I know how to do it because like I'm also like almost nearing 1,000. I'm not here to brag, but like I kind of try to support as much as I can. I now Twitch is like my sanctuary. People ask me like, how can you be in 5 channels, like mod in 5 channels at the same time, and like still support VIPs, like where you're a VIP or just friends. All in all, it's just like a thing that I'm used to now. Like, I love being there. Like, it's like it gets me by every day.
I get that.
Yeah,
I definitely understand that. Yeah, you're just really good at Twitch.
Well,
you're
yeah,
a really solid Twitcher.
It took me like 3-4 years now, because I made the account in 2020. So, yeah.
Nice.
Okay. I'm gonna flip the segments a little bit. We're gonna do the mini game before the pop quiz or lightning round. So so I've added a fun little mini game to play. So in this mini game, I will name a set of 3 games each time. You will have to tell me which one you'd play once, or like which one you'd play like keep forever, which one you would delete from existence, and which one you would play once and uninstall or just uninstall, and that also includes the whole franchise.
Like, okay, gotcha.
You'll see now. So of course, out of these 3, you can also skip any question, even if it's like ridiculous or like you don't know the games. You could skip anything. Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, and Battlefield.
Okay, I would probably play Counter-Strike once, or like once or twice.
Yeah, uninstall.
And then as soon as I realize I suck at it, I delete it. Like uninstall, not from existence, but just from my hard drive.
So that's the uninstall. Yeah.
I would like to see the outcome of me deleting Call of Duty from existence.
I've deleted it. I've deleted it a lot over the podcast.
Yeah, I would just like to see, maybe people would just flock to the thing like Battlefield. I mean, Battlefield and Call of Duty are basically the same fucking thing to me.
Yeah, they're like one of them is EA.
Right.
Battlefield.
Call of Duty would be Activision. Right?
Yeah, Activision.
Which is
And I think Counter-Strike is... I don't know.
Counter-Strike is like Steam, right? I think Steam
Valve,
is,
Valve, yeah, Valve.
Valve, yeah, Valve.
Yeah. I mean, Counter-Strike came
probably
first. I'm pretty sure Counter-Strike came first because, like, Call of Duty was not that popular back in the 2000s, like the early 2000s.
Yeah, Counter-Strike is an OG game.
Yeah.
Where people who like that a long time ago would be playing Counter-Strike.
I used to play it. I just, like, can't anymore.
Yeah. It seems like a pain in the ass.
Yeah. So... Quake, Doom, and Elder Scrolls.
Oh. Well, I would probably... I don't know if I would delete any of these. Doom is really cool. I mean, obviously, I fucking love Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
So that's like my desert island game.
Well, of course.
I had like a weird... It's like a safety blanket almost, where it's like, okay, life is a little hectic right now, but at least I have a solid working copy of Skyrim on my computer.
If it works.
Yeah, if it works. It doesn't right now, but Fallout works, so that's sort of the same thing.
Yeah.
And I've never played Quake. That's a multiplayer. That's a multiplayer.
I don't remember. It's like kind of. It started in the 90s, I guess.
Yeah, it's like a really it's like an old
arcade looking
game.
Yeah, arcade looking.
Yeah, it looks really fun. If I'm being honest, it's like I'm hesitant to call it Overwatch before there was Overwatch, but it looks like there's a lot of fun mechanics and stuff involved in it. I'm way more likely to play that than a Call of Duty.
It kind of looks like Overwatch, yes, but it's like more where you battle demons or fight monsters, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured it was a multiplayer game instead of like a horde mode.
I don't remember.
Maybe there's a...
I don't remember. Yeah.
But I like it. I don't want to delete it from existence.
Okay.
But I would probably download it.
Okay. Yeah.
And then eventually uninstall it.
Yeah. So Baldur's Gate, Elden Ring, and Diablo.
I'm hesitant to delete Diablo from existence, because while I do like Diablo 4, I feel like of those, what was it, Baldur's Gate, Diablo, and Elden Ring, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
They kind of fall into the same aspect, but Elden Ring is more like a Souls-like. Yeah.
I was thinking like they're all like relatively pretty different.
No, like two of them are kind of like Souls. Well, Baldur's Gate is a Souls-like dungeon crawler, but like Diablo 4 is more like RPG dungeon crawler.
Well, Diablo is like a top-down dungeon crawling sort of thing.
Yeah.
Are you talking about specifically the new Baldur's Gate? Baldur's Gate 3?
All of them.
I haven't played
all of them.
Oh, I haven't played 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But I understand it's like a CRPG. It's not necessarily like old school Diablo.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely heavily into RPG elements.
Yeah.
Who was it? Was it actually BioWare that made like the original Baldur's Gate?
I have no clue. I have no clue.
Yeah. I know that the Larian Baldur's Gate is very unique. So I fucking love that game. It really depends on how I feel as far as like fuck, marry, kill these 3 video games.
Yeah, well, kind of like that's the concept of the game. It's like fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah, exactly. God, I can't pay. I mean, I still haven't beaten Elden Ring, if I'm being completely honest. I'm still on Melania.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on Melania.
Yeah.
So, God, I don't want to delete it. God damn, that's a hard choice. I would say, okay, safety answer. I really like Baldur's Gate. I really like Elden Ring, and I kind of like Diablo.
You can keep 2. You can keep 2 alive and just annihilate 1.
Oh, well then Diablo's gotta go. Like if Baldur's Gate, Elden Ring, and Diablo are all on a cliff and I have to save 2 of them, Diablo can die because I fucking know Blizzard, and they don't respect me. They don't respect me as a player as much as Larian or From Software. So yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Blizzard.
Even though I have like a soft spot for Diablo, and Blizzard kind of gave me drops when like they selected channels and I got selected like last year. Yeah, so they were like during the beta, because I played during the beta and I applied to the program, and they were like, oh yeah, back when I had like console only and I tried my best to keep it like when I couldn't even do more than one stream a week. Yeah, and I used to stream from work. So, yeah, now.
And they picked you.
Yeah, I was like, I applied. Yeah, if you get picked, but there was like a huge, like over 500 channels picked.
Nice.
If you apply, yeah. And I tried to keep it like as at a constant, like at least 2 streams a week for that. Because keep in mind, you also get skins for yourself.
Yeah, I was thinking like, what else? I wonder what else you get with that. It's like a drop. It's a drops thing.
Yeah, it's a very rare drop. I don't think it's available anymore.
Cool.
Yeah. So we're still on the same aspect, on the same scale with Valheim, Stardew Valley, and Minecraft.
Oh.
Yeah.
Val, I only played like a tiny bit of Valheim.
Oh yeah, I uninstalled it. I couldn't handle it because like you can't place a bench and like craft under the rain.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't let us build stuff, so it started irritating me. And there's like these like frog bosses that raided us every now and then, and I was like, nope. Even though I was gifted the game, I'm like, nope, refund. 20 minutes in.
Yeah, as far as survival games go in that aspect,
Yeah.
I think there are better options out there. I do really like Stardew Valley though, which is ironic because it's basically my life at this point in time.
I mean, you could always stream it. I'm very curious to see you stream Stardew Valley.
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it a couple times.
Not during my days.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a while. I normally run it with crowd control going and with a lot of other mods.
Of course.
Yeah. I do love me some mods. It's hard to pick between Stardew Valley and Minecraft. I definitely played way more Stardew Valley than Minecraft. And I never really, even as like a kid, or whenever that shit came out, I never really got all that into it.
2009, I think.
Yeah, it's insane. It's definitely up there as far as like I would say best or maybe most prolific games of all time. It's a really fun time. But again, I'm curious to see the alternate timeline of like what life would be like without Minecraft and what would kids be into.
Oh yeah.
What would people be into?
I mean, there's still Roblox.
Roblox, yeah, Roblox, or some kind of Lego franchise would probably.
Well, yeah, Fortnite and these,
Fortnite, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'd rather delete Fortnite than Minecraft. That's for sure. I feel like Minecraft supports creativity.
That's the next question. PUBG, Overwatch 2, and Fortnite.
Can I just delete all of those?
Yeah.
Can I just kill them all?
You can. This is the only time I give you the option to delete.
Nice.
You can only delete all of them, but you cannot keep all of them, and you cannot install all of them. Yeah. It's either hit or miss.
Yeah, it's just multiplayer games, man. It's just less my thing.
I mean, like now Fortnite is like expanding, if we can say that. There's like they did like a Five Nights at Freddy's thing in Fortnite. There's like prop hunt. There's like racing in it now. There's like Guitar Hero things, Lego.
To my understanding, there's always been other options. Like,
not as much as now. Yeah.
But like Battlegrounds was like the thing everybody played.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was.
PUBG, yeah.
But yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. It was the initial one, but it was paid. Whereas Fortnite is free.
Yeah.
At some point, PUBG at some point PUBG started off like as paid, and then Fortnite came in with the competition, and they were like, oh shit, oh no, Fortnite is free. Well, we're going free. Yeah, I know, because Tencent tried buying the company of PUBG, Tencent.
Right.
Yeah, they tried buying Don't Starve Together in 2021, and they co-own it, kind of. And then they started trying to ruin the game because like there were a lot of glitches post Tencent. So we went crazy ham on them. I'm like, Clay, you don't need that. Please give us back the normal Don't Starve Together. And Tencent tried ruining the game at some point. Man. So I've heard, yeah. And we're speaking console, no mods.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
You can't fix any of the problems.
Like
that you
when
find
I
in the
open a
game.
chest, it spams it on its own. Like I'm not even pressing any buttons.
That's the worst. Well,
Yeah.
I do have Don't Starve Together on.
I have over 1,000 hours in it.
Nice. I never really played it. I think I bought it on sale at one point for like
We
$2.
we could do a co-stream or play it together, but it's a huge learning curve. Just keep in mind.
Gotcha.
The
Yeah,
bosses
I think that's
are
why I
tough.
was a little. Yeah, that's why I was a little intimidated by it. But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was bullied into playing it because like lockdown, and I was like, "Ooh, that game looks cute," and then I discovered that there's more stuff. So I spent most of like January 24th, 2020. I discovered it. So I spent most of like my 2021, if not all of the summer, and I spent 2022 playing it as well. Like
Nice.
then I
So you had
transitioned.
that-
Yeah.
Yeah. Had that
Transitioned
COVID.
into PC. Yeah, transitioned into PC because like I got this PC at the end of 2021, and then I like started transitioning over there. So I have like 500 something on console and 400 something on PC, or maybe 500 now. So combined it's like over 1,000.
Hell
Yeah.
Ah, God, I love dumping hours and hours into a game you could just get lost in.
Oh yeah.
Especially a new game.
Yeah. And they keep
Absolutely.
constantly updating it, which is good. Like there's always quality of life updates. There's always drops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Developers that really care about their.
Not only the developers,
community.
but like there's like a stream team called Clay Ambassadors, where like the company chooses people who play it, who put in the effort. I put in the effort off stream, sadly, so I wish I could be chosen by Clay. Hey Clay, if you're listening, I don't stream Don't Starve, but I love it. But like yeah, because I mod for a Clay Ambassador, which she's my friend. So
Oh, cool.
I went in like knowing how to play it. I actually mod for 2 Clay Ambassadors. One of them went off the Twitch radar, sadly. So I went in knowing what to do instead of like being a noob. So I started helping him out before he went off the radar. Like I'm like, oh, you could do this, you could do that. He didn't even know. So
Whoa.
yeah, so like at some point there's like this stream team is like chosen people, like Clay Ambassadors, that they only them. If you're streaming Don't Start Together, you don't get drops. They only have drops. That's the gist of it. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So now we're gonna go do The Sims, Disney Dreamlight Valley, and Palia.
And what?
Palia or Palia or whatever it's called.
Oh, I haven't played any of those.
Okay. So you
yeah.
can pass. You can pass the question.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Fast.
Phasmophobia, Demonologist, and Devour.
Ooh. Well, I've only seen a little bit of like again another situation where I haven't played any of these.
Yeah.
Phasma looks fun though. I've seen a lot of people play it. It's a
God.
multiplaer game, but it's in a cooperative sense. Where
It's
you're all
like
doing something
ghost
together.
hunting. Ghost hunting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
ghost
kind of like, let's say let me use the words that my friends use. They're features, not bugs. Because like when you go into a map, for example, let's say global, which is like the walkie-talkie that others can hear you through, it's so buggy.
Mm.
It doesn't pick up sometimes. They promised us like character customization. Hello, nothing. The game fully released
Nothing
and
yet.
nothing. Yeah,
Mm.
they're like, okay, it's the same thing, repetitively, and it's like very predictable. People are like getting scared of it. I'm like, boring. Predicted. I knew that. While
Yeah,
in
once you-
Demonologist, it makes me jump so bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So it's a different. So it's sort of the same genre.
the same genre but different aspect. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I haven't. I don't think I've heard of Demonologist.
You should try it out. It's very jumpy, and it would be it's multiplayer as well. You could play it alone, but like good luck.
It's only $15. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Wow, it looks
Also
really cool.
also do get something called Forewarned. It's like Phasmophobia but in Egypt with mummies.
Ooh.
It is
Fun.
super fun. Yeah.
Forewarned.
Yep.
Is it on Steam? I don't think it's on Steam.
It is. It is. Forewarned. F-O-R-E, warned. It is on Steam. It is only on Steam.
I'll find it later.
Yeah, yeah. So out of these, which one you delete, play, or uninstall?
Well, I would definitely, according to your recommendation, I think Demonologist looks really interesting, so I'd definitely try playing that. What was the last one?
Devour, which is kind of the same. Kind of the same, but like more wacky, more like brutal than that.
Oh yeah, that looks a little bit like fuck, what was it called? Ash versus the Evil Dead sort of monsters.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know if I want to play. I can't rightfully say. Well, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
I can't rightly say I want to delete any of these.
Okay.
I do want to play Demonologist. And if I had the friends to do it, I would definitely play Phasmo.
I mean, you could get Sammy to play it.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the things.
I have both games. I have both games. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to play with you.
Oh yeah. So Destiny 2, Dead Space, and the Fallout series.
It's gonna be weird if I pick Fallout to delete. Because I'm currently playing it right now.
Yeah.
A lot of it. I like Dead Space. I really like Dead Space 1 and 2, and I played a little bit of 3 and then got bored of it.
Okay.
And Destiny's fascinating to me. Because I think the lore of it and like the world that they built is really unique and really interesting.
Yeah.
It's like a beautiful game. But
I haven't played it. It's like such a big game, like 150 gigabytes. Yeah. I can't.
It's huge. And
that's what she said.
It's a multiplayer game where people fight. There's a mode where they could fight other people. Like it's more Call of Duty, or I guess think Halo back in the day.
Yeah.
If that's more your thing, which it could. I was into Halo a lot. And I was really interested in Destiny when it was in its first, like the first Destiny's development.
Yeah.
But the whole MMO aspect, it just doesn't sit right with me. But I do really, really like Destiny.
Yeah.
And Fallout is just like I could say a lot of things about Fallout.
Yeah.
I just wish Bethesda, like this is a choice between the developers, and I don't know much about.
It's only fair.
Developers.
It's only fair, yeah.
I think I weirdly enough like Bungie more than Bethesda, even though I like Bethesda more than Bungie games.
Yeah. Bungie is which developer of which game?
Well, they made Halo back in the day.
Oh,
like
Halo.
1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
Because I think at some point I remember Halo was like Activision or something. But there's a big company involved other than Bungie.
Well, I think that Bungie sold the properties to Halo to Activision, and then
I think
again, this is all just guessing. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure on the specifics. But I think the company 343 started developing
343, yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't really played a whole lot of that version of Halo. I think there was like Halo 4, Halo Infinite.
Halo 4, I think they're gonna announce it soon. I think, or is it Halo 5?
I want to say Halo Infinite is technically Halo 5.
Is it?
But to avoid that whole monotonous number naming scheme, they call it Halo Infinite. Which I don't think it's very good. There's like they divided the downloads where you get the campaign on one and then the multiplayer, which is like free. I don't know. I avoid that whole situation. I'd have to. I would weirdly enough get rid of Dead Space because I don't think, other than the remakes, nothing really comes from nothing new comes from Dead Space. Whereas I just got the show with Fallout, and I feel like Bungie. I feel like at some point I could play Destiny 2. I feel like definitely I would download Destiny 2. I might not keep it, but I would definitely download it. And I mean, I've already got Fallout on my on my fucking PC. Weirdly enough, when I was
Yeah.
playing Skyrim, I was like, I'm never gonna download Fallout ever again.
Okay.
Like vanilla, no way. Like I'd never do it. But then the show came out, and I was like, well, I might. You never know. The music is kind of cool, and plus the mod. There's still a ton of mods.
Of course, there's always mods. Yeah. I mean, do you have like Supermarket Simulator?
I don't.
Yeah.
And
There's mods for it now.
Oh really?
Yep.
Can you add aliens to it? Oh my god.
I think I will look through it, but Nexus has a lot of mods. Like today, actually, my friend, like he was talking about it. I'm like, there's mods? Whoa!
Yeah.
Send them to me. I'm like, yeah. So I don't know.
Well, that game is interesting to me because that was my job, right? Like I don't know about grocery store, but I was a cashier at some point.
I would really be curious to see you play that and setting prices and being a clerk.
Well, only if there's like an evil version of it where I can be as shitty as I want to be to the
You
people that are
you can like for example, like I gave change of like 1 cent for like $100.
Nice.
You can do whatever you want, yeah.
Well,
but it's just a simulator, so
I'll have to see what the mods are like. If there's some really truly crazy mods, I wonder if you could also play with crowd control.
Yep, you can. There is an extension for crowd control. Yep.
Nice.
Yep, that's one of the things my friend sent me as well.
Yeah, we gotta get Sammy on that.
Yeah, I think if you, I don't know. I haven't looked at the mods yet, but I have a feeling that there might be a multiplayer mod. I hope so.
Really?
Yeah, where like maybe you can be the clerk to your friend, or maybe your friend can help you and stuff, restock.
Yeah, I imagine like you're both own the store, so like co-owning.
Yeah, I mean the game is still like in like beta early access. Yeah. And it's still popping off. Whilst Power World sadly just went off the radar. Right, it's a freaking amazing game. I want to go back into it.
It's still really good. I do too. I kind of stopped playing it for some reason.
Same. I mean, there's a new update. There's new creatures now.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
They added more?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
There's like a new base you can conquer, I think.
Yeah, all they need is one really big update that adds a lot of new features.
Yeah, they didn't give it to us like bits by bits and pieces like all the games do. Like, but there were like a major bug that broke the game at some point, so they patched it out immediately. Yeah, they're pretty
the developers
decent.
seem really, really good. They seem like nice, good developers.
Yeah. So, are you good with horror games?
I haven't played a whole lot of them.
Yeah.
I would say I like them in a specific mood. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
because like I'm gonna ask you like a bunch about horror games now.
I don't know that much, but I'll answer what I can.
Dead Island, Left 4 Dead, and Dying Light. Zombie games.
I've never played Dying Light. Left 4 Dead was interesting to me because that's also Valve, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because now it's like under both games are like 80 cents. At some point they were 80 cents.
Yeah. They're like really, really cheap, yeah. Dead Island.
It's the same as Dying Light, like the same company or the same team actually, not the company that worked on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I never played. I was thinking of another game. I think it was either Dead or Alive.
There's Back 4 Blood as well, which is Left 4 Dead, but like as a spin-off. If you manage to get yourself a copy of Dying Light, which I recommend, play the tutorial, and I could join you back later, and we can just slay zombies.
Oh.
I love these games. Yeah, I hate first-person games, but I love like zombie games regardless.
Yeah, I've seen people play Dead Island.
I have Dead Island 1 and 2. Yeah, I have Dead Island 1 and 2.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
Most of the I think if it goes on sale, I'll add it to the wish list for sure.
Yeah, don't get Dying Light 2 because it's mostly melee weapons. I think they only added guns at later missions where you have to grind for them. Whereas the first one you already have guns.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm watching the trailer for Dead Island. It looks really gory. Like there's a whole lot of gore.
All of them are.
Which makes me happy.
All of them. Yeah, and if you do manage to nab a copy of Dead Island 2 during a sale, please do, because it just came to Steam. You know.
Noted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. April 22nd. Wow.
Yeah, because it was on Epic for a year before.
Right. Yeah, there was like an exclusivity shit. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the game took forever. It took 10 years in development. Development hell, I think, because they jumped studios, they had to redo the game at some point as well. Dead Island 2.
That's scary.
2014 till last year, 9 years it took.
Really?
Yep.
Well, I'm okay with that. I would rather live in a world where they take way longer to make a game than release a game way too early.
And they finished it sporadically. The first thing they did is for that year on Epic, they just released 80% of the game. Then they added a DLC, which is 5%, and then they added the other DLCs. And then when it went to Steam, they added the final part. And they finished the game, which I think is a stupid ending. If we rush through the game, it's I don't know how to say it, but it feels like a small game, you know. It's 9 or 8 hours if you play it all in one go. Yeah, or 10 hours.
Makes sense. That's the campaign.
Yeah, I think.
Is there a multiplayer?
It is multiplayer.
Mode?
It is multiplayer.
Right. Oh yeah, it's a co-op, right? Co-op campaign.
Yeah, 3 or 4 people, I think.
Gotcha.
But I think it's 3 people that can play it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Yeah. So which one you delete? Which one you play? Which one you'd uninstall?
Well, I would definitely play not Dead by Daylight. Jesus. Yeah, the one we were just talking about.
Dead Island.
My brain is. Yeah, Dead Island. I would definitely play that. I don't know about keeping it.
So uninstall.
Possibly.
Okay.
I'll let you know after I play it.
No worries.
And the other ones, what was it? Dying Light.
Dying Light and Left 4 Dead. But keep in mind that Dead Island, Dying Light, which also I recommend. Dying Light is mostly, if not majorly, it's based on parkour as well.
Oh, really?
Yep.
First-person action survival set in post-apocalyptic unrotted by flesh. Oh yeah, very parkour.
Yep.
Oh. It's like $2 right now.
Well, get it.
Yeah. All right. Fuck it. 85% off. Let's do it. That's quite the deal. Well, obviously, I download Dying Light because that right now.
So
we'll see if I keep it.
Okay.
Yeah, eventually we'll keep it.
Just do the tutorial and then let me know when you're done, because tutorial is kind of finicky if you play it on controller. Because I had such a hard time playing the console version. I'm oh my god, I did it easily, very lickety split on PC, because it's just look up with the mouse and then grab onto things. That's it. But whereas on controller, you have to move the left analog stick or the right one, I don't know which one, so to look up, and then you have to press a button to grab, and it's a big hassle.
Yeah, I feel like first-person shooter stuff is way better on PC.
First-person games just give me the heebie-jeebies. It's they give me motion sickness at some point, but when there's gore or zombies, I don't mind. For some reason.
That's interesting. Yeah, I would imagine that parkour games and stuff like that, where you're moving the camera a lot, or Mirror's Edge, games like that, where you're moving a lot, would get you sick a little bit.
Yeah. So Dead Rising, which is also a zombie game, The Mortuary Assistant, and The Walking Dead,
Oh, so The Walking Dead,
which also includes
Telltale games?
the Telltale games, all of them, all of the franchise.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Mortuary's Assistant is interesting. Isn't that the one where like you're examining a dead body?
yeah, and one of them
like,
you have to know which one
where
has
you
the
take out
demon.
all of their.
Yeah,
Hold on, let me look it up real quick. I have this image in my head, but I don't know if it's the right game.
it says the game is titled like you're a mortuary.
Oh, wow, that looks terrifying.
Well,
And what was the first one again?
Dead Rising. It's like a goofy version of like the zombie games. At some point, I think in one of the 5 games, you could do like hit zombies with a dildo, I think.
Oh yeah, this was the game I was trying to think of earlier. Dead Rising with all like it is very goofy.
Yeah.
I never played it, but I've seen people play it.
I have one of the games or 2 of the games. I want to try them at some point.
Yeah, they look like a lot of fun. Not necessarily a horror game, but if you're definitely in the, it's a game that scratches an itch when you're in the mood to kill zombies.
Yeah.
Like hordes and hordes of zombies with really goofy weapons.
Yeah.
Mortuary Assistant looks terrifying.
Yeah.
Just from the images alone, like that actually looks kind of cool. So I'd probably download that. Just to see what it's like. Like
so uninstall,
this,
yeah.
Like,
play
and
uninstall.
Probably.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want to delete Dead Rising, because I think that game is just too
Yeah,
hilarious.
all 5 games, yeah.
It's like a beautiful gem. Yeah, it's a gem.
Sadly enough, like you can't find Dead Rising easily anywhere because like some games you can find them, the others are kind of like in abandonware. Sadly, because like
Dead Rising,
the 4th one or the 3rd one actually was praised. The 3rd one was praised.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's Dead Rising 1 through 4.
And there's the 5th one, but it was like the 5th one. I think I have the 5th one, and it came out like recently, like I say recently, but it's in 2016. But like still.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's not on. I don't think that one's the 5th one's on Steam. It must be tied up in rights or something.
I don't know. I think I have like the 2nd one on Xbox 360 and the 3rd one or the 5th one on PC. I don't remember. Yeah.
I did watch people play Dead Rising 2.
Yeah.
And it looks like a lot of fun.
Okay. So now the final questions are Assassin's Creed, Uncharted, and Tomb Raider.
Oh. Man, I really love Tomb Raider.
Yeah. I love the 2013 ones, like the remakes kind of.
Yeah, the remakes are really interesting. Weirdly enough, I really want to play Assassin's Creed. Like, there's just
love the franchise.
So many.
Ubisoft can go suck a dick, but like Assassin's Creed can stay and like just be my little puppy. So I don't care.
They made a good franchise. They made a good set of games.
I'm sad that they're gonna like their plan for the future, because like I'm waiting for the China and the Japan one, which are in development now.
Yeah, that would be really interesting.
No, but like their strategy is the samurais and ninjas. Yeah, but like strategy is they're gonna like if you already own the game, I think you get to keep it, but in the future releases, they're all gonna put them in under one like not the launcher, but like you can buy them in a bundle, and that bundle is like gives you access. Like it's a subscription based thing. They're gonna do it in the future. That's what I read. Yeah.
That sounds awful money grubby.
I mean, it's Ubisoft, you know, like they're like EA is gonna do with the Sims 5. It's like Sims 5 is gonna be like multiplayer on the get go and free, but they're gonna keep Sims 4 for cash grab.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because that's what everybody plays, huh?
Yeah, and everybody's gonna veer towards Sims 5, you know? Like, Sims 4 is gonna decrease, just watch. I'm pretty sure. Then they're gonna start making like, oh, you wanna get this, you have to pay a paywall at some point, because they're gonna realize what they did. It's like,
Nothing.
yeah,
Nothing kills my love of a game more than the people who develop the game using
yeah.
it to siphon money from me.
Oh, EA
It's
definitely.
just like,
It stands for evil arts. We all know that.
yeah, yeah, evil actions. Uh,
Yeah.
it's just for some reason like they did a sort of similar situation with Skyrim, or even Oblivion, where they were trying to monetize people's mods. And it's just one example of
Also,
something
Rockstar
that it's just
Games.
like, yeah, just tons of examples like that where it's like we can legally use this to siphon money from people.
Instead of
And
like
while I'm
hiring
definitely,
hiring those talents, would do better for
yeah,
you than giving us a crappy game like the remakes of San Andreas and Vice City. Like, who the fuck are Grove Street games? Like, you ruined the highest selling game of the PS2, like San Andreas. Like, why? You ruined it. And then like, what the fuck did Rockstar do? They stopped working on the remake of GTA 4, which is my favorite of all the franchise, but they picked it back up. That's what I heard. So I'm excited to
hmm,
see that, but they went for a different developer this time.
huh,
Yeah, because it's not
uh,
available in my area. For example, I own it on PC, but I can't play it, and it's not on console. Like, it's on only, like, it's not on PS4. It's not on
yeah, it's a
PS5
digital release only.
for now. Yeah, because like GTA Online started as GTA multiplayer on GTA 4.
Huh.
Yeah, it was like yellow, not yellow, purple and orange team at the time. There were no green. So it was like people, like, you have like 8 versus 8. Wreaking havoc. At some point, there were gonna be DLCs for GTA, where like Liberty City DLC, like where you could go to Liberty City, but it's all scrapped now,
Hmm. Oh yeah,
sadly.
so in the development process,
Yeah, for
they
for
just
GTA
canceled all that
Online,
stuff.
for GTA Online, yeah,
Ah,
sadly.
well,
And they started
that
like taking
actually,
taking down mods that like allow you to mod Vice City into GTA 5, because like this is when people started noticing that, oh, they're also taking down Liberty City, so they're remastering GTA 4, because they don't need remake, it's already like in HD, but like um
so that's an example of
yeah,
the developers like seeing what modders are doing and going, that's harming our profits. That's harming
yeah,
our
instead of like hiring
net
them, like,
profit.
okay, like, use
Yeah,
like
or
just
at least
go to
implementing
them.
their
Yeah,
ideas.
go to them and ask them like, oh, can we buy this mod off of you for like, let's say $10,000 or like $1,000, if they want to cheap it
No,
off.
if they could legally get away with not doing it, they would, because that's the primary
Yeah,
motivation.
yeah, but at least
It,
like be decent.
actions, yeah, actions like that, that we see a lot of video game companies do, is the first and foremost, they are trying to make a profit.
Yeah,
And while some people are like, yeah, duh, that's capitalism for you, but that's the very thing that's so disgusting about actions like that. It's like they're not trying to make a good game. They're not trying to help people or do something noble. They're just trying to make money, and I feel like that's just a shitty motivation.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. We all know
Like
which companies are the good ones, which are the bad ones, and
yep,
sadly, Take
yeah,
Two Entertainment, which is the parent company of Rockstar Games, EA
mm,
Games, Ubisoft, those three. Then comes Bethesda. Then comes Blizzard. But the three
yeah,
major arcanas are, we all know who they are: EA, Ubisoft, and Rockstar Games, or Take Two, because like uh, GTA Online is like such a big cash grab. I know we veered away from like what the mini game is, but that's fine. I'm enjoying my time.
yeah, that's right.
So yeah, so
That's the whole point. Yeah.
the cash grab in the game is like very crazy. Like, okay, like some people, I don't play on PC with others, because like there's a lot of modders, and there's a lot of like shitty people, like still kids who play on console.
Online games, online games like that lend itself to cheaters a lot.
Not only cheaters, but like I started like GTA Online on PS5 or PS4 in 2020. I had a lot of like kids in the lobby. I didn't know you could like do like a private session when I was like just trying to mind my business and do a very stealthy mission. And then there was like some bozo idiot like here in the Middle East. They're all like that. He started screaming into the mic, and I'm like, okay, that's loud. And then he was like started bombing me. I had to restart the mission 17 times, and he bombed me. I'm like, okay, fuck you. And then I lost the mission. I don't remember which one it was, but it was like a very big money making mission.
Getting griefed, that's never fun. I never really like multiplayer games for that precise reason.
When you have the ability to grief,
like,
which is what also happened in DST or Don't Starve Together. Like there's a lot of people. There's a character that's immune to fire, Willow. So people would like join. Yeah, people would join and then ask where base, not where's the base. Like where base. There's a lot of kids that play that game as well. So they would like go, take the torch and burn the whole base and then leave.
That's so rude.
Yeah.
That's annoying. Stupid shit like that. That's when you're open to random matchmaking stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where you're not really in control with who you play with. That's just a recipe for disaster for moments like that.
Yeah.
That's a way less fun than having a group of people you know. It's like the difference in World of Warcraft when you're doing looking for raid. Where you just get matched up with a whole bunch of random people.
Or Warframe. Warframe as well.
Having a guild.
Yeah.
Warframe, something like that. It's just way better to play with people you've like filtered and you get to know, like hands down.
100%.
Much less of a risk of running into shitty 12-year-olds who you really just don't want to be around.
Speaking of aliens, since an unhappy alien is your username, Little Nightmares, the Alien franchise, and Silent Hills.
Little Nightmares. I think I know that game. Hold on.
Yeah, they're coming out. Little Nightmare 3 is coming this year.
Is that the PlayStation thing?
No, I don't think it's PlayStation only. It's like the one little guy with the what's it called? The paper bag on his head.
Oh, okay. I've seen people play it. Yeah.
That game gave me the shivers, and I don't get scared easily. That game scared stressed me out a lot. Had me on the edge.
It looks really good.
It is.
Add to wish list. The Alien franchise. I haven't played Alien Isolation.
Yeah.
But I really want to because I've heard good things about it, and it's like an Outlast sort of situation.
Kind of,
hide from the monster.
It's first person, yeah.
I would definitely see myself playing that on my stream at some point, for sure.
So that's a play.
What was the? Yeah, absolutely. What was the third one?
Silent Hills. Silent Hills with an S because the whole franchise, yeah.
Right. Silent Hill. I definitely don't want to delete that one from existence. But Silent Hill is terrifying. I would definitely play it. Absolutely. It's Silent Hill for sure.
Yeah.
If I'm ever in the mood, I would have to ask people who played a lot of Silent Hill games, like which one should I start with?
I did play it at some point, but I don't remember anything of it, and I want to restart it, but just want to have my Xbox cleaned up, like dusted and stuff. Yeah.
Well, it looks like they're remaking Silent Hill 2 eventually.
Yeah, they are.
So I might play that.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, and Little Nightmares looks like a work of art.
Yeah, the third one is coming. I was shocked to know because like the second one did so good, but also it was like kind of like a stress game because like I started with the second one.
Yeah, because you're getting chased a lot.
Yeah, and it's all stealthy and stuff,
Yeah.
and I don't have the brain cells for that, so I'm like, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, that looks horrifying.
yeah. Uh,
I'm getting a good bunch of recommendations for when I want to play a horror game though.
yeah.
So thank you.
I am doing a horror game next month. It's called My Friendly Neighborhood. It's like Sesame Street, but shooter horror.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
My Friendly Neighborhood.
Yeah. I won
That
the
looks
game.
terrifying.
I won the game. I won a key for the game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. They got like the pop-up numbers like in Borderlands.
Yeah.
When you
Also, yeah.
Jeez.
So the final question for this segment is Cyberpunk, GTA, and Saints Row.
Ooh, man, I fucking love Cyberpunk. I would definitely like Desert Island game or something like that. Like Cyberpunk's really fucking good.
Yeah.
It really came around. I honestly, while I played a little bit of GTA, I never really got into it. And Saints Row, even more parody version of GTA.
Oh,
right?
Saints Row, you
Crazier.
could be naked, like of course censored, but
Yeah.
you could run along. You could even I made mine wear like stilettos and a jockstrap and just a shirt and just run. Yeah, and you could even use a
Hell
dildo,
yeah.
at some point, like a lot of
Yeah, well,
a
you
lot
can-
of things. Yeah.
You can do that in Cyberpunk too.
Oh.
Admittedly, you can't use a dildo as a weapon.
Yeah, I didn't
Uh,
like Cyberpunk because it's like first person and I don't quite enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you can get used to the first person stuff, it's got
It
amazing
motion
stories, amazing graphics.
motion sickness, dude. I can barely do
Yeah.
Minecraft.
No, I get that. I totally get that.
If there's no zombies, I can't do it. I don't know why.
Fair enough. I think
Yeah.
there's a decent amount of gore, but you're zipping around a you're like so motion
Yeah.
sickness would be pretty bad and
Kind of, yeah. It just frustrates me. It's not. It's more frustration than motion sickness. Actually, it's like, I'm like stressed. Okay, there's nothing to do. I'm running here, but like, I can't interact with this. I can't interact with that. But like, okay, like I need to do something. Like I don't want to just drive a car in first person. I trip and fall every second IRL, so I don't need that.
Well,
So-
luckily when you drive, you don't have to be in first person.
Yeah, I know.
Because there's like that's got to be like a challenge. Like you gotta driving from one end of Night City to the next, but only in first person. If you get in a crash, you lose. Like that would be impossible for me.
I'm pretty
never
sure
be able
there's
to do it.
mods for that.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah.
Or I don't know, some fun challenge run someone's trying to do.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess I would have to get rid of Saints Row.
Okay.
I've never really played it, but it looks less my thing. But Cyberpunk
Yeah.
is very, very much my thing.
Yeah. Okay, so now I need your focus because this is kind of like a lightning round / pop quiz about you.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So do you mind telling me
Here we
and the
go.
listeners what's your daily routine? Like something you always like to do has become like a thing that you do every day?
Oh, that's hard for me because my I'm like really bad at scheduling, like or not necessarily scheduling, but like routine.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at that.
Yeah. For example, like my PC
like-
is part of like my daily thing. For example.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like computer stuff, for sure. I usually try. So there's something that I want to do, and I've kept. I always get on myself for not doing it, but I try and write at least 1,000 words of something that I'm working on. Either it's an audio script that I want to make, or like a book I'm trying to write,
Yeah.
or a short story or something. Just like 1,000 words. If I can get 1,000 words today, then I'm good. I like that's like an everyday sort of thing.
Yeah.
And when I do that stuff consistently, it makes me really happy with myself. And when I can't seem to find the motivation, it's kind of a bummer. But yeah, that's the thing that I really want to do more of is write.
Yeah.
That or go for like a little run. Because right now I live kind of near nature, so I can like go for a nice hike, or a run, things like that.
Yeah.
That's definitely something I enjoy doing for sure.
Yeah. So what's your favorite comfort food of all time?
Ooh, probably pizza. Recently
Ooh.
I made myself. Like homemade mozzarella sticks, like breaded mozzarella sticks. And I was thinking like, man, I could wrap these in like large slices of pepperoni,
Oh yeah.
and then bread them and like a little dippable
Like sandwich
mini
them.
calzone
Yeah.
or something. Yes, exactly. So shit like that is just, oh god, it's delicious to me. I want some right now. But yeah,
Yeah.
definitely that style food.
Yeah.
That's my comfort food, absolutely.
So since we're speaking of food, what's the weirdest thing you've ever tasted?
The weirdest thing I've ever tasted?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, there was like, I bought this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Lego set. It was not officially Lego. I think it was like Mega Bloks or something.
Okay.
But it came with this bucket of ooze. You know the ooze that they got splashed.
Yeah.
They got splashed with
Like slime?
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, slime. Exactly. So I was like, I wonder what this tastes like. And it was actually pretty fucking disgusting. I'm not gonna lie.
So that's how you turn into an alien. We have it, lore.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
Yeah, and now I got green skin. Yeah, exactly. That's how. And now, yep. And now I'm just angry all the time because it's like, man, I could have turned into this. God damn it.
Yeah.
I could have turned into a ninja.
I mean,
But that would probably be the most interesting thing.
a ninja alien would be interesting.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Well, now I got to see the sci-fi story of that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that idea down. Ninja alien. Oh, but now I'm starting to get hungry.
Okay, so what's your biggest pet peeve?
Pet peeve?
Yeah.
Like something that someone else does, or just
Anything.
things that I don't know. Not being able to find something when I'm looking for it. That definitely annoys me.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I keep like, when I'm working on something, like I'm building something, and like, I just like the screws don't fit in, or and I just get irrationally angry. I don't know what it is. It doesn't happen all that often. But usually when I can't find shit, I'm like, fuck, can't do it. But yeah, I don't know. Other than that, I don't think I get peeved off all that much. Weirdly enough, given the name.
So what's if you ever were to be any object or creature, real or fictional, what would you be and why? We all know the answer, but still.
Oh wait, well, what's the obvious answer? Hold on, now I'm confused.
Alien.
Right.
Alien.
Yeah, I guess, but alien is like a broad. It's like a broad. You never know what an alien could really look like. I imagine like extraterrestrials could look any different way. There are people out there who think like there's a actual alien that look just like humans. So if they do, they could look like anything.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah.
So that's basically, what would you like to look like? I think it would be cool to be a flying animal. If I'm being honest.
A flying alien?
A flying alien, yeah. Or just have a giant spaceship or something like that.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. I would love to be either a cactus or a unicorn with wings and two horns, like a Tony Pegasus.
Cool. Yeah. Two horns. Oh man, now I'm imagining like the coolest looking horse ever. And instead of like long spikes like unicorns have, they'd be like devil horns or something.
No. They're like on top of each other.
Oh, like double. Oh, like double horns, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, almost like a mohawk, a little.
I mean,
Just two.
I mean, Lucifer is the devil horse in Denver Airport,
Nice.
so that can be
Really?
Yeah. Google it. You'll see.
I did not.
Lucifer, Denver Airport.
Oh shit, Lucifer. Yeah, that's cool. That's because his eyes are like nightmarish.
Yeah, and it's said to have killed its creator at some point.
That's badass.
Yeah.
See, when I hear Lucifer, I think of like a blue tiefling. I think of like a Satan-y guy, Satan-looking.
No, that's what I went for, like the blue horse.
Yeah. Well, I like it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So you'd be something that flies.
Something that can fly. Yeah.
Okay.
Being an inanimate object actually sounds kind of peaceful.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Perhaps maybe an instrument if I was gonna go with like a guitar or maybe a piano, like a grand piano.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
So what would you do with $1 million?
Well, I would pay off the bills of my parents, I think, because I think that'd take about half of it.
Yeah.
Save it. Like 1 million isn't actually all much.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so it's a good question. Definitely save it. Probably invest a little bit of it, like divide it. I do the boring thing. Because like $1 million, you could make it last if you were smart. But like maybe just a little bit of cocaine and hook, just a little, just like once or twice.
Yeah.
Emergency cocaine and hooker money. But honestly, probably save it. The smart thing to do.
Yeah.
You just be like, I'm gonna keep this as much and keep it as much as I can.
Yeah.
And just have it.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's the worst video game you've ever played?
Ooh, the worst one?
Mm-hmm.
God, I don't know. Those ones don't stick in my memory. One where I was just like so frustrated because it was so bad. Let me look at my library real quick, see if anything stands out.
Mine would be Dead by Daylight, but hey, I still play it.
Oh yeah. Those are that a multiplayer game like that would be pretty bad. God. I was less than thrilled with Tiny Tina's
what?
Wonderlands. It's like the Borderlands game.
Oh yeah.
It's like they're playing a D&D campaign, and like the whole story takes place within the campaign. And I was really wanting to like it, but it was just like it was like kind of like what we were talking about earlier, where you could tell that the developers and people were like, we're gonna use this to make money, as opposed to making something really cool, which is unfortunate because it seems like at least someone on the team wanted to make something cool and interesting, but they broke it up into a billion different pieces, and all those pieces cost $10, if not $30.
Oh shit! Right.
It's like so practices like that. I can't really remember a game where I was like, oh, this is bad. Because I try and do myself a favor where I'm sure I have played it, played games like that, but I just forget it. Oh wait, no, now I remember. I know a good game. To say that. Dragon's Dogma 2. There we go.
Oof. Why?
Yeah, well, because like the world, like in concept, it's like my jam, right? Where it's like fantasy. There's fireballs.
You like Souls-like games.
Well, yeah, that too, but it doesn't have to be specifically Souls-like. Like fantasy games, I just love the fantasy world. And then I go into this game, and it's like they're talking about. It's such a weird setting. The world is about these pawns, which are not people, but they are totally people, and you can the game doesn't really delve into that. It's so fucking weird. So like they're basically slaves, right? Like you can I assume you can.
Oh, Dragon's Dogma 2, yeah.
Yeah, Dragon's Dogma. It's like it's such a weird story and a weird world.
For 1 second there, my mind went to like what's it called? Dark Souls 2. I'm like, what?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, no, I've never played Dark Souls 2. I played Dark Souls 3.
Ah,
And I played a little bit of 1. I heard 2 was the bad one.
2 was the bad one because of the glitches, but now I think they kind of fixed everything, because my friend like played through all of them, but in reverse order.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, with 2, I think it was like the developers were different than the other, like the ones for 1 and 3.
I don't care much about the
really...
Souls-like games, honestly, because like they annoy me just by existing.
Yeah, it's okay. They're not for everybody, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy them occasionally when I'm feeling up to it.
Yeah.
But Dragon's Dogma 2 just like upset me with how weird the world was, and how like, and I guess the controls and things like that. I was just like, I was excited for like a few minutes because it was like the character creator looked really good, and you know, it's a fantasy game, so I'm like super duper into it. But when I played it, I was like, oh, this is weird. Like, and I love fantasy, so it's weird that I'm weirded out by this. But I could probably go into like a whole like an hour just like talking about the fucking weirdness of the pawns in Dragon's Dogma and being like, so are they people? Are they not people? Why? Like,
and you can use other people's pawns, I think, like as well, like as your companion.
It's like a weird power fantasy that they somehow, no one was like, isn't this a little strange? A strange power fantasy to have. No one was like, hey, let's hold up. They were, it's all in on the fucking weird people but not people game. I don't know. So Dragon's Dogma 2, that's probably my pick for that question.
So in your opinion, what do you think is the worst invention ever?
The worst invention?
You can skip if you want. I don't mind.
Well, I was just thinking like almost every invention can be used for good and bad. So I'm thinking like, I'm weighing like what thing has mostly been used for bad. And I feel like a popular answer to this question would be like social media or the algorithms that dictate what gets traction and what doesn't. Because I feel like the majority of the time that stuff's being used for either monetization purposes at best or other nefarious means, you know, at worst. So I would say the man behind the curtain of social media would probably be the worst thing that we made because of the impact that it may be having on us right now. That or I don't know, dildos that are filled with cream that mimic, I don't know, something like that. Like, that's the worst invention ever. Why would you need that? Okay.
Hey, listen, they can be good.
They can be. They could be filled with like sweet icing cream, and it tastes sweet. So only in that.
Well, edible lube. So.
Yeah, edible lube. Exactly. It's good for you. It hydrates you, I think. Probably.
Yeah. So, what's one thing you cannot live without?
The internet, oddly enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I guess like my PC. It's gonna be a real bad apocalypse if it's an apocalypse without the internet. I'm gonna be real sad. But yeah, because a lot like you, this method, Twitch, social media. That's how I get the majority of my social interaction, and I think that's true for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Where like this is my primary method of meeting people that I have in common, things that I have in common with, and like friends. Because I live in the South of America, right? Not South America, but the South. And there's very few nerds here. I'm sure they're hiding. They're inside just like me.
Well, soon I hope I'll be a Southern nerd as well.
Oh yeah, you're coming to the. I thought you were coming to
California, SoCal.
The West
SoCal.
Coast. Oh, SoCal. Right. Well, one thing you should know about America is there's the South, like they call it the South, which is like Some people would say
More
Texas,
like
Louisiana.
southeast for me, like southeast of California.
Oh yeah. Well, in
Yeah.
America, there's like the South, which is like Georgia, Alabama, Virginia, and then
Texas
Florida.
and
Yeah,
those
yeah. So
Tennessee. Yeah.
those are those are probably the places you'd want to avoid the most. Those states. So if you're gonna go like on a road trip or something from like California to New York, just go up through just go up through Michigan and
I'll
give
just
that
take
place
the
a
plane.
wide berth.
I'll just take the plane.
Yeah, there you go. Fly over.
Well,
Yeah, that works.
Jokes on me. I do have a friend in Georgia, sadly.
Oh,
Yeah.
that poor bastard. That
I
poor bastard.
mean, if you're talking like LGBT wise dangerous, he lives with his husband there.
Oh well. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, you never know.
Yeah.
That's good. Some places, at least where I'm at, they're a little like, you see people flying the Confederate flag, right? So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, well, I kind of know what I'm in for. At least where I'm at. I would hope that it's getting better, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's one big red flag you cannot handle in a person? That's different than the pet peeve.
That's a good question. Well, just like, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know if there's a certain word for it. But people who blatantly, like, you can tell that they don't really care about other
They don't really
people's-
care about us. Oh, sorry, go on.
But what song was that? Hold on.
Michael Jackson, they don't really care about us.
Wow. I haven't heard that Michael Jackson song. I've only heard a few of them, I guess. I should learn more about the
Oh,
King
wow.
of Pop. But like, when they don't really care about your, not necessarily your opinion, like, just
Yeah.
when you're talking to them, you can tell that they're like, I have an agenda, right? When I'm talking to this person.
Yeah.
Like that sort of like, all right, okay, that's kind of when I pick that up on someone, I tend to like want to eject from the conversation or like I don't really care at this point. I'm not really invested because I can tell that you're not invested.
Yeah.
On Twitch, it would translate to someone coming like, "Hi, I really like your stream," but like there's this feeling behind that text where it's like, okay, so you're about to tell me that you're a graphic artist and you want to sell your work, or you've encountered people like that.
Oh yeah. But like, how do you know they're like graphics artist? It's just like I had these the other day in my friend's channel. She's like, "Oh, what's this game?" She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm full into horror game." Bitch, we're playing a horror game. Oh no, I don't know this game. They kept asking like, "What's this game? What's this game?" Like repeatedly. I'm like, that's an artist.
You could just tell, right?
Yeah.
Like it's weird how it's like they don't seem very genuine, do they?
I mean, I've had one just today. She is from my friend's server that I sent her my friend's screenshots. Let me just read you what she said, because she immediately ended up like adding my friend who's like the owner, like the co-owner of the server, since I'm the mod there, so I had to eat them. But they were like, yes. I was like, yes. Do I know you? She's like, hi. How's it going? I'm like, graphics artist. She immediately retaliates with like, I'm not here to sell anything, but yeah, I'm professional digital artist. I'm like, okay. And then I told her, like, when I showed my friend, she's like, she tried to get me to get stuff. She has also been in our chat a bit, so I don't know why she's messaging other people. So I'm like, I went through with them in chat. So I was like, I was also on your stream. Also, I was on your stream and I dropped a follow. I'm like, okay, but do you know that randomly adding mods and members can result in a ban? She's like, yep, I know. And if everyone banned me, so how can I find new friends? I'm like, they're playing the friend card. Okay, let's just play dumb with them. Yeah, so I said, yeah, the people who hate graphics artists, that's how I shaded them. We've had like a lot of these, with all due respect, it's just the way they present themselves. They want to sell their work without getting to know the person streaming. She's like, you are 100% right, and I'm not like the type of artist that pitch directly for work, I know. And I'm like, okay, so it's gonna come. Okay, go along with it. I'm like, yeah, like PTSD from these. She's like, I don't know, what's PTSD? I'm like, oh, great. Yeah, everyone has that, has its own self-esteem and respect, but artists nowadays doing too much headache in DMs, I'm like, okay, you know yourself, and like you're still like contradicting yourself. But yeah, I ended up just like telling them like cut it short. I'm like, okay, yeah, no, I'm going to work. Bye.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what they don't understand is the art needs to sell itself. And it can be really annoying, especially when it keeps happening to people.
And they keep targeting when you just follow someone or just join their Discord without even following them and try to sell your art there. That's
rude. You go right away. They need to learn that, like, because the long con requires you to actually like the person and to actually want to be friends with them.
Yeah.
Instead of just using them for like a quick buck or something.
Yeah. And if I know you, if you're an artist and you've been there for a month or two in my channel, and you've been like a regular in my channel, and even if you've been there for a year, then you can sell whatever shit you want. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, it's not even like selling. It's just like, I have this stuff available over here.
I would help you with it.
Yeah. I don't want to shove it down anyone's throat. And that's the mentality. It's sort of like a smaller version.
Yeah.
What we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Where like you can tell that the intent is to make money as opposed to communicating with other humans or creating something cool. You just like, you make that your primary motivation, people are going to smell it a mile away, and no one wants to be involved in that. Unless they really, really do like your art. Unless they see it and they go, wow, that's really fucking good. I want that. And that's not something you can just talk into someone. That's to unfold naturally.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Any graphic designers out there, or people who are trying to sell their work, don't DM people.
We love you, but go take a hike.
Yeah. Just focus on your art instead of spending time talking to people.
Yeah, like don't force your art. Don't force your art into someone. Just let it be a genuine fart. Because you can't spell fart without art. So.
That's right. That's right. That's such a beautiful statement.
So,
wow.
Besides gaming, what are your favorite hobbies?
Well, I love writing.
Ooh.
That's like my second biggest.
Have you ever thought of like publishing a book or like writing a book? Yeah.
Absolutely. Creating fiction in any sort of format is definitely something I plan on doing with my life. 100%. So yeah, I just got to get things completed, get things edited, polish things basically.
Yeah, I do have like 3 novels I'm writing. I should just go back to writing. One of them is very like a fictional folklore story that I made up. One of them.
Nice.
It's about like a phoenix. What would you give up for like eternal love? And if
I remember this.
Yeah, if your lover doesn't like love can be proven. If you're not destined to be with the one you love, but it can be shown through a lot of things. Like, what would you do for like true love? Would you live 1,000? Would you live like 200 years for love? Probably. If they give you the capability, I would do it.
That's a great concept.
Yeah. So
1,000 words a day. 1,000 words a day, dude.
I
gotta get that.
I need to do that, yeah. But then my mind is like, oh no, I need to finish this. And chapter after chapter, I'm like, okay, I want to do it, but I don't have the time or the mindset. But I also do have the time and the mindset. But I'm like lazy.
Yeah. That's it, isn't it? Getting into the flow is like the hardest part.
Yeah.
Where you're not even thinking about what you're writing, you're just writing.
Yeah, and then when you squeeze a lemon, like when you squeeze a lemon, it can break if you squeeze it too hard. So that's like, it's like squeezing your brain. Like brain juice needs to be like genuine. Like when you're focused on an idea, it's like, okay, I wrote that, let's say, purple cactus is like getting married to another cactus, let's say, for example. So you get to a part where like you know what you want to write, but you don't write it down, and you've reached your 1,000 words a day, But like you need to go on, but like you have a limit. Like you don't want to lose the idea. That's what I'm facing. You know, like okay, anxiety of everything. That's what's stopping me.
Oh, that sounds like a form of writer's block. A little bit.
More like lazy.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's sort of the same thing. Where there's something preventing you from typing anything else.
Yeah.
I would say like routine would be it. Like figure out what gets you into the flow. Maybe music. I often find that music helps with my creative process too, depending on the type of song.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Everybody's got a different process. I know that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So the following is like a 3-part question.
Okay.
What's one of your all-time favorite songs?
Ooh. One of my all-time favorite songs. Well, the one that I always like when I find that people are doing song recommendation, and things like that. One is like this is just something I want to share with other people. Is Roots by Coppola. It's like the smoothest, nicest lo-fi I've ever found. But there's also like classic songs that I could probably point to. Like Hey Jude by the Beatles is always like emotional for me. But yeah, I really like Coppola, the lo-fi artist.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. So I would say right now. But like favorite song is hard to you know what I mean. It's hard to pick because like there's just so many fucking songs that I.
Yeah.
It could be hard. I'll find myself singing a song, like really feeling it and go, this is my favorite song right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I always point to Roots for song recommendations.
Mine, if we're gonna like depict my life, for the past like since the pandemic until now, or like. Well, mostly until 2023. It's a song by Leon Else, like Leon, and the word like Else, E-L-S-E. It's called The City Don't Care.
City Don't Care.
I recommend it. It's like a synthwave disco-ish, but it has like a part where it says, "What is the point of me being here?" Hold on, let me just Google the words. The City Don't Care lyrics. There we go. So it's basically about like it's kind of like it's depicting my own life. It's like what is the point of me being here? They wouldn't know if I disappeared. My life isn't the way it appears. When they're looking in, no, it's nowhere near. Every day is the same old thing. All of the silence is deafening. Chemical highs just to get some peace. I just want to sleep, which was my case with insomnia. So
that sounds very relatable.
And chemical highs, I did try chemicals.
Oh, really?
So it's I even contacted the artist on Instagram at some point, like Leon. I'm like, thank you for just making the song, and he replied on DMs. I'm like, I didn't even know that was that popular. I'm like, you just described my life in a song.
Nice.
It's like how
That's
I feel.
Cool that he responded.
Yeah, he's not that massive major. There's also the bridge where it says, I am an island lost in the ocean. I am just waiting for what I don't know. So it goes like, the city don't care, no, the city don't care. It's like people don't care about me. I felt like that at some point. Am I alive? Is this even real? Is it even real? That's just how I feel. People that talk on the TV screens, the only ones that'll be with me. It's like my life right now, like TV screens, like monitors and stuff, like you people, like you're talking to me.
I definitely relate to that.
Is this my life? Is it all a dream? So I related so bad to this. And there's another song by Paris. It's called Paris is P-V-R-I-S. It's called What's Wrong. It's an alternative rock song.
Wait, you said P-V-R-I-S?
Yes, Paris.
Oh.
Yeah. What's Wrong? I do recommend both songs.
Yeah, I got them on Spotify.
Yeah. So
it looks like I would have said perverse.
Nah, it's Paris, but like the A is upside down.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Ah,
So they're try it's like my go-to depression song. Like when I'm depressed, it lifts me up kind of. So
nice.
there's like a part of the song where it says hold on. Oh my god, I need to know. I need to see it. Paris. Uh, what's wrong lyrics? Because there's a part. It says, "Don't need a metaphor for you to know I'm miserable.
Mm,
I know it's so wrong, but I'm so far gone. Don't need you to tell me I'm so cynical. Quit being so over skeptical. Don't need a metaphor for you to know I'm miserable." It's like 5 minutes of pure, I don't know what to call it, but like it's like I don't know. It's like I find myself in these songs, and these are not like one of them is like my taste in music, but like I can relate to these, honestly.
yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
What was the song called? I'm on Peveris's.
Paris. It's called
Sorry.
What's Wrong.
What's wrong? Gotcha.
Yeah, it's from 2007. From the album All We Know of Heaven and All We Need of Hell. Yeah. I do recommend you checking their songs. Like they have a song called Heaven. They have like this right here, this album right here. They have like a song called Same Soul, Death of Me. It's like a fairly recent, like in 2020. Use Me is in 2020. Um, I don't know. Like there's a lot of ones. There's even probably Heaven or maybe like I think they have one called Poor Soul or something. It's about like being controlled by people.
Right.
Yeah.
Apparently, some of their songs, or one of their songs, "Snakes," was on the League of Legends show Arcane.
Mhm. Yeah.
I really like that album, so I'll definitely give them Paris to check out.
Yeah.
I got it
So
on, yeah.
yeah, I recommend the whole album. All We Know of Heaven and All We Need of Hell. So I do recommend it. So what's your all-time favorite movie?
I'd say probably Lord of the Rings. Fellowship of the Ring is what I use. I do
Precious.
like yearly watches of those movies.
Like
the extended-
Gollum says, my precious.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Golem's not even in Fellowship. He's at Twin Towers, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Lord of the Rings. Those movies are amazing.
Even The Hobbits.
Let's throw that.
It's like a prequel. It's like a prequel to them.
It is. It's true. But it drips to that same sort of thing. Where it's like this is kind of a cash grab, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot less love in it. I can kind of tell.
Yeah.
That's really what turns me off of it. It's like they're trying to make me care about these characters instead of writing something that makes me care about the characters. Does that make sense?
It does. Without making sense, it does make sense. Yeah.
That's kind of what The Hobbit is to me, where it's like, yeah, it doesn't have the same love or luster that the original, Lord of the Rings movies had.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what's one of your all-time favorite TV shows or series?
TV shows, man, I haven't really watched TV in a long time.
Or series. It could be like a series or something. Or a show. It can be recent.
Well, I really like. This might be a popular answer, but I really like Firefly. That one season sci-fi show.
You're the first one to say that.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's all good. Firefly's amazing. I wish they had more. I mean, I obviously wish they had more episodes of Firefly.
Yeah.
But I wish they had more TV shows like Firefly.
Yeah.
Where,
Yeah.
I guess like a sci-fi setting, and they really like inventing a new world. I really like Firefly, and the actors are fucking amazing.
Okay.
Or probably Stargate is good runner-up.
Yeah.
It's another sci-fi show.
Yeah, I know Stargate.
Yeah, I fucking love
It's kind
Stargate.
of it kind of goes there with oh yeah, Stargate with Star Trek kind of a little
A
bit, if
little.
not, yeah,
It's sci-fi,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Stargate's more like military
Oh yeah,
centric.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But Star Trek's also a great answer. Fuck it, right? Yeah, I was
yeah,
just watching Next Generation, like yesterday. So yeah, there's a lot. It's hard to pick a
yeah,
favorite.
yeah, yeah,
A
yeah,
favorite anything.
yeah. Okay, so which of these three you would give up if you ever had to? Money, gaming, or love?
Uh, Fuck. It's like choose two, or basically like
No, you had to choose one to give up.
to give up. Yeah, like the ones then. Well, I don't have love at the moment, and I don't really have money. So I probably don't want to pick up. I don't want to give up gaming, but if giving up one means I get the other two,
Yeah,
I mean, I might be able to find a new hobby. Gaming would be pretty hard because if I had money and love, I wouldn't need gaming to escape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like my life would be
Yeah.
pretty great at that point.
yeah,
But if giving one up means I don't get the other two,
Yeah.
I'm not going to give up gaming.
yeah, yeah.
Good
So
question.
yeah, so if you had one special superpower, what would it be and why, and how would you use it?
If I had one special superpower, it would probably be to shapeshift like Mystique.
Ooh,
And I would
Yeah.
just like I would put on different looks like outfits, and I would
Oh.
try to find like the one that I feel like at that particular day. And I don't think I would do anything nefarious at first, but then eventually I'd realize, wait, I could just or something like I could do something
yeah,
like I make a lot of money and
Yeah.
just pin it all on someone else. Oh, then I'd be like, yeah, then I'd be a super villain at that point.
yeah,
But for the most part, I think at first I would just be like, this is how I feel today, and I look like completely different. That would be pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. So, using just one or two words, how would you describe 2023?
2023, huh? Fast. For me, it flew by. I spent a lot of time like on my property and working on the outside, of it.
Yeah.
So for me, it just kind of blew by.
So gardening stream one.
I mean, as soon as I get a phone that would actually handle shit like that, like a stream phone. if that makes sense.
Just
I think
get very long wires and just maybe hook
Yeah.
it to a laptop or something.
I was thinking like, how could I actually set that? But the thing that's mostly preventing me is the fact that I live with my parents, so I don't really want to do a stream where they show up, because I want to keep that stuff separate.
Yeah.
But like, eventually there'll be a time when I'm like just hanging out on my pool or something. I already did a stream like that, and I felt very awkward doing it, but I think it would be cool one day, where I'm just like hanging around the house and I got a camera attached to my forehead. Could be
And
interesting.
maybe cooking stream and then yeah. Yeah, that would
It's
be
a
fun.
fucking everything stream where I just don't turn off
A day in the
light
life of Alien.
Yeah, I mean, it would be very boring. I'm sure it would.
I
But also, it could be
mean,
cool. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
you know the movie The Truman Show? The Truman Show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
know that.
the
I
the
know
Alien
very
Show,
well, yeah.
I would watch the Alien Show.
Yeah. I'm no Jim Carrey man, but that could be kind of cool.
I mean,
don't know.
I'm neither Jim Carrey or Mariah Carey, but I know I can carry in games.
That's not bad. That's pretty
Yeah.
good. I like it. Yeah. I mean, at this point, I still have to figure out how to turn on the stream normally, let alone leaving it on for the whole time or doing chores. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, now I cannot go 1 second without imagining you with that dog that you use sometimes in awkward moments, the dog filter, you know?
Oh yeah, the PTSD dog.
Yeah.
On the scene. Yeah.
I don't know
I have a
why.
dog that kind of looks like that. I think that's an Australian Shepherd in the clip that I use.
Yeah.
But yeah, but he looks way. My dog looks way happier. The PTSD dog is like, I don't know what's going on with
Yeah,
him.
but it's like funny. It's like I can't imagine you without it.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I like having the green screen. Green screen's cool.
Yeah.
So,
So the final question is, um, what's something you always wanted to learn but you didn't find time for?
German, the language. I've always wanted to learn.
Ooh.
At the very least German, because I
Yeah.
was born in Germany, and I feel like I should definitely know at the very least that language.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I feel like that's speaking of streams, like that would be one thing that I do. I would use streaming for is like I would do Duolingo streams or something
Oh
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I would just use that as an excuse to learn German. But I just never have like the motivation. And as I understand it, if English is your only language, German is a pretty decent. It's like the easiest language to
Is
learn. They're
it?
close together.
Is it?
I think.
I think
assume.
Dutch is closer to English. I think.
Oh really?
Yeah, because they're like they have words that are both mix of French and English. Because we have like Arabic is kind of like a mix of everything. Like we have a mix of
Right.
English. We have a mix of like Persian as well. We have a little bit of Turkish in our language. We have a little bit of.
It's a fascinating language to me.
It is
beautiful
one of the
on
hardest
page.
languages on earth.
Yeah, it also looks really hard. Like
Yeah.
really, really difficult.
Because we have like 28 or 29 letters.
Mm.
And we have like variations of the letter H, variations of the letter K, variations of the letter S and T. Yeah.
Mm. Or it looks beautiful on the page. That's for sure. That's what I noticed.
That's what I say when I see Russian and I can read it, but I don't know what the hell it means.
Yeah, Russian also looks pretty complicated.
I mean, I wanna just strengthen my Russian at this point, you know?
just in case Putin goes full Nazi.
Or just in case I just wanna swear at people here.
Yeah. Swear in Russian. That could definitely knock her.
Suka blood.
Absolutely.
Suka blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the last segment, and in the segment we'll be talking about like mental health and some sensitive subjects. It's a disclaimer I say in every episode. Please, I apologize in advance for any heavy or triggering terms that might be used. Mental health is not an easy subject to talk about. Today I'm gonna let Alien choose his topics. I'm not gonna talk as usual, but I'm gonna say this again. Some subjects might seem triggering, especially in the previous episode. So please be well aware as you listen. Feel free to either skip or dip out on the segment if you feel uncomfortable about some subjects. And some subjects are very heavy lately, super heavy. This also applies to future episodes. So listen at your own risk. Alien, I'm all ears. So it's your segment.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, I'm not quite sure how to just delve into it. But I think the thing that we mentioned earlier, I also have a history of self-harm. Pretty mild is from what I can experience or what I've experienced, and I've seen other people deal with. But that's one of the things. This is something I don't really talk about all that often, especially on my chat and on my stream. But it definitely has to do with mental health. So
yeah, and you're big on mental health as well, and this is where you can freely talk about it. So yeah.
Well, one of the things that I to this day deal with are hallucinations. So like typically audio hallucinations, things that I hear, words, or like almost like background chatter. I hear that stuff a lot. and sometimes it's visual hallucinations. So now some people like to. There's like a misconception a lot of the times that I'm sure of where sometimes it can be like full blown, like there's a person in the room that's not really there type hallucinations. Those aren't the kind that I suffer from. Typically, like suffer is also an interesting word for the audio ones can get me, but the visual ones are just interesting. They're like little dots sometimes, most of the time, or like big splashes of color that can be kind of distracting. Those are the hallucinations that are interesting to me. And sometimes when like about to fall asleep or in a moment of like Zen, there'll be like pictures or images, full blown like as if someone was like there's like a screen behind my eyes where I would see an image or something, like a little GIF playing. It's really fascinating. That's really fascinating because this stuff developed typically like since 2021 is like really when it's got really heavy. The hallucinations and me delving into mental health and like hardcore, like really thinking about my brain and brains in general. So I've been dealing with this stuff for the past few years, and it's really fascinating. But it's also like I don't know how interested people would be in at least on my stream, in like hearing about my thoughts on it. You know what I mean? Like
I'm interested.
Well, the thing is, like, even that, and like, I don't even know if I found the correct words to like explain it all, because I thought a lot about it. But the big thing that I want to like try to explain and try maybe not to sound crazy, is I think from what I've gathered, without a doubt, brains, like individual brains, are invisibly connected in a certain way. So like everybody's brain is connected to the same thing. If that makes sense at all. This is like the big takeaway that I learned from my experience. Is brains communicate with each other subconsciously and in a way that science and people don't really understand, and definitely haven't explained fully in depth, like other pieces of anatomy or physics. That's still new ground. You might think that we know everything as humans. We know everything about the brain. We definitely do not. There's still, and all this has to do with mental health as well. What people experience, like schizophrenics experience, like certain things that they can't really explain without sounding crazy. And science doesn't really have a way of like putting that into perspective that could be understood by most people. You just kind of have to have dealt with it to get it. And not everybody does, because obviously brains are like snowflakes and they're all different, except to a 10th degree. So I guess it's really cool of you to try and delve into it, and give people an opportunity to explain.
This not only like allows me to just know the person better, it allows me to also learn them, if you know what I mean by that. Like learn how you function, learn, like, for example, maybe now I can get the answers to, for example, like why certain stuff, for example, like possibly some songs, like if we do the excess songs, like remember at the time where we spammed songs, like weird songs during Pal World, I think you like ended, and I think you started like having those hallucinations probably because like I like one of your chat members told me that we broke you.
Oh, well, that was actually, I mean,
yeah, probably like
the,
yeah, no, but like I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Like now I know, for example, like why certain stuff you do are done.
Yeah. I mean, I hope that sheds new light.
Yeah. Now it's all gonna link up. Yeah.
Well, sometimes it can be distracting at best. Especially when there's like a lot going on. Because not only like being a streamer and stuff, you totally get it, where like I have to spin all these different plates and stuff. And on top of that, there's this stuff going on in my mind that I just have to ignore, right? That I can't really reference or talk about. So it can be a little frustrating on a bad day, but for the most part, it's pretty okay. It's usually just in those quiet moments when I'm like worried about something really stupid that I don't need to be worried about, or just like thinking that I'm thinking too much, and like it becomes this cycle, like weird stupid things like that I can't really put into words unless you've experienced the same thing, just like a cycle of overthinking. On top of that, adding auditory hallucinations. So it's just something I deal with. It's not really something I talk about all that often. And I hope the thing that I said about brains being connected invisibly made sense. Because I'm pretty sure that's true somewhere. I've thought a whole lot about it, and I know I'm on to something, but I just don't quite know if I have the right words for it. If that makes sense. Yeah. Well, is there anything else I should talk about or anything like that? I don't know.
Anything you would like to talk about? For example, like maybe experience in life. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few. Like 2021 was a real big year for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a handful of like really weird experiences that, again, I barely know how to get out in therapy. But I would say nothing like abuse related. It was mostly just like mind bendies, for the most part. And again, this is gonna make me sound really, and some people might not even fucking believe me. But I will tell you that I am telling the truth, at least from my perspective. So, when I had just started streaming in 2021, and long and short of it, I had come to the realization that, like I said, brains are connected in a way that I hadn't thought of before. Because when I garnered the attention of a handful of people, it seemed to me that they knew things about me that I didn't think anyone would know, without even talking to me. So like, just based off of vibes, I guess. Like, somehow people could empathically feel what I was feeling, or at least garner some sort of information from just me observing them, I guess. And that's kind of where the craziness started. I don't want to go too deep into it again, because it's like really crazy, and I don't have the words quite yet. But there was this one specific moment that made me realize, yep, I have absolutely no idea like what the hell's going on. It was like a few days into this whole, I'll call it a psychotic break. Yeah, that's the best way to call it. Like, best example I could think of. It was a few weeks maybe into this psychotic break. I had, over this course in time, I had literally forgotten, to eat a lot, and drink. So I was like not in a good state of mind, and my body was not doing well. And in this point, I was basically in bed, pretty much dying. And it was at this point when I snapped up. I woke up, went down the stairs, and none of this felt like it was my own actions. This is probably the craziest thing that's happened to me. And I remember going to my mom, and in the most robotic voice I've ever, like, words that eked out of my mouth, I went, "I need to go to the hospital." And it was like the weirdest sensation ever. And I wasn't even like looking at her. It was like I was being piloted, in a sense, almost like a puppet. And when I didn't get the reaction that I think I wanted, I just left the house barefoot. Like, luckily I had pants on. But if I didn't have pants on, I would have left the house without pants. Like, that's how weird that state of mind was. And it was like on the way, apparently whatever was piloting me, like, that's the best, I know it's crazy, but that's like the best way I could put it, pointed me into the direction of a nearby clinic that I wasn't aware was there. I didn't know it was there, so I walked past it. But on the way there, I remember thinking, like, wait, I'm not doing this. This isn't me. And that's when the hallucinations started kicking in. And I heard, I'm an angel. That was one of the first things that I heard. And I was like, okay, I don't believe in angels, so you're going to have to pick something else. And like, it was this weird, like, moment of, like, very disassociative. I'm not connected to my body right now, and I'm barely in control, but I'm walking and I'm going somewhere. I don't know where I'm going, but I just kept walking, and I wound up, like, in this field, and there was a like a wire fence, like, separating. That's where my brain was at. Yeah. I was like, so aliens, right? Yeah, that's what it was. That's kind of where it was. And I try to, like...
Okay, so we're discovering more lore about Alien today, about aliens.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of where my brain was at. I was like, so there was what I was observing, and then the implications of that versus, like, you know, what it means for humanity, and like, what this is, like, how aliens they use telepathy or something like this. Like, they communicate on a different wavelength, and they know what's going on, and I don't. And, like, all this sort of shit was going on in my brain. And while, man, I can't. It's not that I don't want to tell you. It's that I lack the to get the experience out.
Sorry,
that's the best way I can.
I didn't hear, because it's at one point your mic cut off a bit.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not that I don't want to explain this stuff. It's that I lack the ability to put it into words.
That's okay.
Like, I don't quite know how to tell people about this stuff yet. So I just kind of elected not to.
I'm not gonna force you to do something you don't want to talk about, but we can skip it.
Again, I do really want to talk about this. But I don't know how to do it without sounding crazy.
But no, that's not you sounding crazy. Listen, like, whatever experiences you're going through, this section here is to help people. It's not just for you, because, like, oh no, he sounds crazy. I've heard crazier stories. I've heard worse than that. I don't say that I don't believe in stuff, or I do believe in stuff anymore, because, like, everything is bound to happen at some point. But maybe what you're going through, other people can relate to. Like,
I would hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. For example, like, I know someone that it's not my story to tell, and I'm not gonna dox them, but, like, I'll tell you just a brief. Like, they feel that they have, like, 3 spirits inside of them controlling them.
Yeah. I mean, that's one interpretation. And it's totally valid. It's 100% valid. It's like, this is everything that I've gathered about the universe and the world. Mm-hmm. This is the explanation that I've given myself to explain what's going on.
Don't know if I said this before to you or to anyone. I've said it to other people, but, like, not this openly. But I kind of have, like, astral projection.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. Like, that's that's a word that's given this real phenomenon.
This is why I say, like, this is why I say that I'm here today. I might not be here tomorrow, because my soul might never come back.
Yeah, I remember you talking about this, how, like, I mean, I equated it to, like, the Insidious movie, but maybe they're drawing upon the same, like, you and the movie are drawing upon the same idea, where, like, you can sort of escape your body in a sense. I don't know exactly how it works, but I do know it's kind of a real thing, and it might not be the way they depict it in on TV or in our own or in fiction or anything like that. But it's important not to discount that perspective and understand that we don't know everything about brains or the universe. So just to go, the way everything we see is how it is, and that's very, very limiting. It's a very limiting point of view. Yeah. There's definitely more to the universe than we can comprehend, let alone perceive. So that would probably be the biggest lesson that I learned. It's like and the thing that I remember is like that's the most frustrating about the whole situation, at least with me. Is like I don't know everything about this, and I never will, and that's the most frustrating thing. Like I could try talking to people about it, I could try talking to therapists or psychologists or spiritual guides to get all sorts of different information, but until the fucking aliens come down and tell us everything that they know, we're not gonna know, because even people that take all these mushrooms to try and experience something, to experience the universe as fully as they can, no one will fucking believe them, and they lack the ability to put it into proper terms, which is frustrating to me. Like this is kind of where I'm at with the whole mental health, well, at least with my thing. It's like I don't know how to put it into English. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah. So basically, like we've all experienced stuff at some point. I experienced something similar when Grandma passed away in 2020. It's not that I had an outer body experience. It's just like she was like dad's mom. So she was the only physical grandma that I had here, because my mom's mother is in the US and I don't see her that often. So when she passed away on September 6th of 2020, it was like the Titanic for me. So 3 days later, she stayed with us spiritually. So
really,
explain this. Yeah, I'm sitting on the balcony and my dad's sleeping in the room and I could hear him snoring. And suddenly the chair in the kitchen moves. Explain that. Like when you move a chair without lifting it, like, you know that sound it makes?
Oh, dragging, yeah.
Dragging, yeah. And it was a wooden chair. And it was like heavy. So explain how it moved. I heard that screeching the chair and it was very loud. Explain that. So that experience made me realize that we're not alone in this world. Like there is an outer body spirit. There is an alternative world. That there is an alternate dimension, and there is like other life forms, and people can experience everything. You know.
Man, I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. If this is it, I'll be very disappointed.
Yeah.
I would hope that in existence, being able to experience the universe, that we would get to see more than what's available in this state.
I mean, with AI, we're like starting there. As I told you, like AI is now gonna fucking make video games.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we're getting there slowly. It's like Detroit Become Human or Matt Groening, the creator of The Simpsons, like all over again. So yeah. So basically, like live your lives every day, in or outer body experiences. You're all beautiful. Don't think that you're crazy. If people think that you're crazy for just having like lived such a weird or bizarre experience, well, hey, I have to cope with insomnia because of my astral projection, and I don't sleep well, and I might die at some point because I had another astral projection like recently. I haven't had astral projection in like 3 years.
Really? But you've had one recently?
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago. And I was awake.
Huh. Well, describe that then. I'd like to know
I
more
was
about
like
that.
watching a YouTube video, and then you feel like your body was slammed onto the bed.
Slammed onto the bed.
It's like you've fallen from the ceiling onto the bed.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
That's part of astral projection.
Is it that disorienting? Where you just get really dizzy or
No. It's just like I'm not aware of it. It's like when your body leaves your soul, but doesn't leave your soul at the same time. Like it's like you're experiencing stuff, but your soul isn't there. Yeah. That's very bizarre and very weird, but like I experienced.
Yeah, I think I do kind of get that. When I was talking about that weird moment where it felt like I wasn't there, but my body and my brain were still experiencing things. So there's this like weird dichotomy with a person now, where there's like two parts to them, almost.
Yeah.
Or it could be more. But there's this like small, at least in my experience, there's like this smaller, much more subtle thing that is also me, but I can like, maybe this is like all dissociative identity disorder stuff, and like it doesn't really exist, but it felt like that little piece that was me, that is in charge of my body most of the time, was shifted out of the control box, out of the cockpit.
Do you know what could have triggered this? Any PTSD no, I'm not going to ask you to describe the PTSD, but do you think that it might have been PTSD that triggered that?
Not necessarily PTSD, but like it felt like an emergency situation. Basically, like I was through outside influence, I was being caused to forget to eat or something like that. Like my body was deteriorating slowly, and if another outside entity hadn't intervened, or at least taken the steps to intervene, I would have died. Because I think at that moment I was trying to fall asleep, but it was a case of insomnia, sort of, or like nothing was working within my body. My brain needed to restart in order to get back to normal, or at least on the track to back to normal. And there was nothing I could physically do, or was doing at the time, to initiate that restart. So some other thing had to take the steps to go, okay, I'm going to pilot this, take him to the clinic, and then if I could still, because there's a continuation to the story, more happened that day, if I may. I'm in this field, there's a fence that on the other side of that fence is a road, and I guarantee you that if that fence wasn't there, I would have definitely walked across that highway and gotten hit by a car. Like I was in that state of mind. I was in a very, very bogged out state of mind. Basically, I had just like planted my ass on this like air conditioner unit that was outside, and I kept shutting on and off. But I just kind of sat there, feeling my brain go in this like weird. You know how when like a PC, like there's something wrong with the PC and it keeps shutting on and off again.
Oh yeah.
And like you don't.
Yeah.
So that sort of scary situation. That was what my brain was doing, where it was just like, and I'm trying to start up and it's not working, and go back to shutdown mode, and starting up and it's. So I was like stuck like that. I don't know how long. It could have been like 15 minutes. It could have been like 2 hours. But I was in this mode, sitting down, until someone drove up to me in a truck, and was like, "Hey, you doing okay?" And I must have looked like bogged out of my mind. I must have looked completely like a druggie, like someone on drugs. And I wasn't, not really at the time. But because it's COVID, I have to stay in the truck, but I need you to come this way and we'll call you an ambulance or something. Okay, whatever. It was that. I was literally like that. So I walked over and just kind of shut down. And while I was still conscious, they were like, all right, I guess we'll just call him an ambulance or something. So they called me an ambulance, and I got drove to the clinic. And like all throughout this whole time, there were these weird thoughts that were coming into my head of like, you need to do this, you need to do this to do something to appease whatever's controlling you, or to make yourself feel better. Like weird thoughts, like I need to ditch my phone. That was one of the things that I thought was like, they're controlling me through the phone. I need to get rid of the phone. So I dropped my phone out like in this field and just left it there. And while I was at the clinic, I remember like there was this weird feeling of like tugging, like you need to leave, like you need to leave and cause a scene almost. Like that's kind of what it was telling me to do. So like I got up, walked around, and then orderlies and stuff were like, no, you need to sit down. And I was like, and at this point I was not willing to keep up the charade. So I assumed that these people knew what was going on with me. But in hindsight, they were probably just like, they were just fucking orderlies. But basically the gist is, I had to cause enough of a scene to get tranquilized. And get knocked out. I think that was the goal of the whole situation. I need to get knocked the fuck out.
So
strange day.
It was. Do you still experience that?
Nothing to that extent.
Okay.
Sure. I'm much more capable of handling it now.
Okay.
But I do still get hallucinations.
Okay. Alien, so basically that's all the time we have. I really enjoyed our time. Thank you so much for being a guest.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you for having me.
And guys, go check out An Unhappy Alien on Twitch. It's literally An Unhappy Alien. Like, it's the name of the episode is his Twitch handle. Go check him out if you love goofy, just weird, lusting over Azura, probably like weird, random, just loot stuff, just funny moments with the PTSD dog, and like just me being a burden in chat. Just go check him out.
No, great. Thank you for having
causing chaos actually. And make sure to do exclamation mark WTF. Did you just say? Please, WTF? Did you just say?
Oh my god, you're gonna make me hate that voice line even more. It's a minute and a half long. It's so long. I'm like, oh god, I gotta change it.
Yeah.
Fuck. What have I done?
It's okay. I'll see you guys in the next one. Always stay foxy and love yourself.